Emily, and Emily is running the con today.
Yeah,
from
I
Comic
am
Realms.
the point of contact for events and stuff at Comic Realms.
How long have you guys been doing these little events?
So the mini cons we started doing.
Don't lie. The lights are flashing.
Yeah,
Somebody's
they
listening. Somebody's listening. Don't lie.
Yeah.
We did our first one. We did our first one in May last year. So this is our third mini con. Fourth mini con, because we've been trying to do one each quarter for 2023. We have the next two scheduled already.
Oh, fun. That's
Yeah.
fun. So tell us about Comic Realms.
So Comic Realms is the only comic book store located in Bismarck, North Dakota. We specialize in new comics as well as backstock comics. We have super awesome graded comics as well. So if there's some graded comics you're looking for, we might have them.
Okay, what's a grade?
Yeah.
Graded?
A graded
What's a graded comic?
So
Never heard of it.
It is.
And I watched Big Bang Theory all 7 seasons.
So a graded comic is going to be where they take your comic book and they encapsulate it into plastic, and I believe they vacuum seal it in there too.
Oh, like a big paperweight. Right? I mean, it's because it's literally, it's like a
They
big paperweight.
encapsulate it.
Like it's in a block of ice.
Oh,
Right? Yeah, like
really?
it's frozen in a block of ice.
Yeah, so over at that one over there, the ones that on the top, they'll give you a grade that goes along with it too. So if it's in really good condition,
Okay.
you can sometimes squeeze out, or most of the time squeeze out like a 9.8. I've heard that a 10 exists. I've personally never seen
crap.
it.
Ooh, I think we're in here.
There we go.
Oh, we're back. So before the power cut out, we've had some power issues in the building, and that
Yeah,
apparently
this
affects
one's not just on
technology.
not me. It's
No.
the whole damn building. But
Maybe it's
Been
something
flickering
cool
all
like
day.
a solar EMP blast. No, just kidding.
I'm not, as somebody who is into like that spooky witchy stuff, you would think that I'd stay up to date on like the solar flares and everything, but I don't. I have a hard enough time keeping up with the moon.
Right. That's true. And all the retrogrades, right?
Yeah.
Well, so we were talking about the grading of comics, and you said there's possibly a 10
I've
out
heard
there.
of
It's like a
10s
unicorn.
being a thing, but I personally have never seen one in person. I've seen one online because
okay.
I did ask the owners of Comic Realms. I'm like, does a 10 even exist? Why does it stop at 9.8? And they're like, it does exist. It's very rare.
Okay. Oh, that's interesting. I
Well,
had no
because-
idea.
because it means perfect. I'm
Yes,
assuming.
it's perfect.
It means
it's
perfect.
perfect, pristine. There's
and it
no
would have
damage
to-
to it at all.
Oh, that makes sense.
And they're really nitpicky.
Well, you can buy a comic book off the shelf and it's already not going to be a 10 anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, somebody else walks in and thumbs through it.
Yeah.
It's not a 10
and
anymore.
if they're not gentle with it,
I would imagine, a 10 probably still has to have that initial, kind of like when you buy a new textbook when you're a kid, remember?
Yeah.
And you'd have to like open it in half and run your hand through it
Yeah.
to get all the pages to break the back or binding on it. So I imagine a 10 would still have that perfect.
yeah, it's like where they
never been
literally
opened and
just
read.
they literally just take it off the printing press and they encapsulate it right then and there.
That's capitalism. They're making one out there that's gonna be pristine, and they'll get money for it someday. So let's talk a bit about Chakra Realms. It's cool too.
Chakra Realms is a newer metaphysical, spiritual, witchy, hippie store in downtown Bismarck. It is right across the hallway from Comic Realms, because they are owned by the same person, so that we have that C Realms.
Right?
We carry books, tarot decks, oracle decks, gifts, home decor, and we don't cater to just like witchy stuff. We cater to Buddhism. My boss practices Buddhism.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Did you say just witchy stuff?
Yeah.
Cool. There's a store in Bismarck with witchy stuff. I got to remember that.
Yeah.
I'm on board now.
Yeah, witchy stuff. The woo woo.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love spirit animal work and have done spirit animal work on myself for years because I had a really bad fear of spiders, and it was 10 years of bad dreams. And I have a history with cognitive behavioral restructuring because it was part of the work I did as a counselor. And so I combined that with some spirit animal work to eliminate my bad dreams.
Okay.
And it really worked for me when I started looking at the spider in a different way, from like the perspective of the Native Americans and the symbolism of it. It's really helpful. So
I have a terrible fear of spiders.
yeah, I also did some systematic desensitization as well, but I got past it. It wasn't about really extinguishing the fear, because I don't think you can do that.
Yeah.
But eliminating the side effects, like the bad dreams, that needs to be done. So I'm really invested in some of the techniques that you probably sell in your store.
Yeah, I do a lot of deity work actually, and I've seen, or I've heard, and I've read that there are signs when certain deities reach out to or want to work with you, they'll send certain things.
Oh.
And what's funny is with spiders, I'll do a tarot reading, be like, okay, what is it that you guys are trying to tell me? And then the spiders disappear for like a week or two.
Wow. Well, I mean, I maybe need to get running with that. Yeah. Yeah, no, it's interesting. Well, spirit animal work is similar. They talk about the animal visits you, and it's not necessarily live animal, but it's sometimes a picture or a movie or something. You see something, and it could all be coincidence, but I pay attention to that with spirit animal work.
I don't know if I believe in coincidences.
Yeah.
I think things happen for reasons.
Yeah, I agree.
For the most part.
The universe. Yes, the universe talks. Scott is looking at me cross-eyed.
Yeah, he's got a.
Well, you know what? I was fine with keeping my yap shut, and for the first part of it, up until it's just that, because that's like a grand plan thing, that everything is laid out, that we have no.
Oh no! I mean, no, you still have to put in the work if you're.
No, but I mean, once we're probably talking on two different wavelengths here too, but the whole.
Probably.
Well, everyone has free will to refuse what the universe brings you.
Well,
exactly.
Yeah.
Well, exactly.
Look at this.
Exactly.
But
that was what I was trying to make a point. But how you mentioned it.
Yeah.
You hello,
Uh-oh.
Bueller.
We can hear you.
Okay.
At least I can.
You know what? Maybe I just turned this down a little bit.
There we go.
It had made it sound like you were making a position like really everything is, if there's no coincidence, everything happens for a reason, then that means that somebody has determined what that reason is going to be.
Okay, I see where you're going.
And to me, I was like, well, so you're saying we have no free will? Is what I was thinking. Exactly what I was thinking.
I didn't hear that.
But that's obviously not what you meant by that.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that's the beauty about people.
See, Nancy, that's how you just take care of something without going into a complete and utter.
Well, that's what I do. I go into long tangents he doesn't like.
Yeah, and it turns out it's like she had no idea what I was trying to talk about anyway.
Well, let's get into something more concrete. I want you to tell the whole world what your hours are and anything you want us to know about your business.
So, there's one more store, though, that I have to talk about because we just added that. It hasn't had its grand opening yet. We're still soft open section here. And that is Cafe Realms.
Oh, yeah.
That is a little coffee shop that's down in that same area that Comic Realms and
so cute.
Chakra Realms is.
Oh.
Yeah.
Cool.
They carry Red Bull Zingers, lemonades, hot and cold coffee.
It's a nice part of town to have that kind of business because there really isn't that going on over there.
Yeah.
So that's helpful. Yeah.
So hours wise, so we all close at the same time, but Comic Realms and Chakra Realms, we are open Monday, Tuesday, and Saturday from 11 to 6, and then Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 11 to 7. Cafe Realms typically opens at 8 a.m.
Good time for coffee.
Yeah. 8 I'm bad. I think it's 8 a.m. It might be 9 a.m.
That's okay. You're new. It's just started.
And is the coffee shop only open those couple days as well?
Yeah, the coffee shop is open the same days that the other two are. The only day we're closed is on Sundays.
Well, that whole complex there needs a coffee shop because look at all the business they get with the antique store.
Exactly.
Yeah. I mean, that's a good idea. Smart.
And the owner of the building, she's been like, "When's that coffee shop coming? When's it coming?"
Yeah,
because we've been trying to get it in there for a year and a half now.
Awesome.
Are there still apartments in the upper levels of that?
There are.
Used to go to parties down there. many years ago.
Oh boy, oh no, the world wants to hear about that.
No, that was, and then even before that, when I was a kid, Boyd's Ark, the pet store, was in the basement down there.
Oh, a pet store, fun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've heard stories about that.
And I used to hang out there a lot. I don't know why, but
An animal
anyway.
got loose and had babies in the ceiling.
Oh jeez.
Oh, I never heard anything about that. It was a mother-daughters, 2 daughters and a mother that owned the place.
Oh, okay.
It was very different. It was very different. Let's just put it that way. You're going to a pet store and you kind of feel, you're like, oh, I kind of feel dirty.
Sometimes it smells bad.
Not like you've been out in the field or anything. It's just kind of like you're like,
Well, if they got ferrets,
I think-
I know what you're feeling.
I feel like
Feeling if they got
I
ferrets.
feel like I need to go to church.
Well, hey, I want to thank you. You've
Yeah.
actually given us our big break here. This show is our first marketing ploy, and so really it helped us jumpstart getting everything together and what we're gonna, how we're gonna set up and all that stuff. Today is kind of a big test run with tech too.
Yeah.
So
Oh yeah, we've never tried to do anything live.
no, it's our
So-
first. It's our first live, so that's cool. And anything else you want to add?
I don't know.
Okay.
I was
Well-
really excited when you're like, yeah, can we do a live podcast? I went, absolutely.
Yeah, we had some miscommunication about that because I was like, I want to sit and chill and hand out our QR codes. And he's like, are you kidding me? We're going to do this live. And I'm like, what? And then today,
Surprised she didn't want to work.
yeah,
Shocking.
oh, come on now.
Shocking.
Hey.
I do like to shop. I dropped literally $50 immediately
That was
upon
the
walking in there.
First
today.
15 minutes we're here. We weren't set up yet.
Well,
and
I
she's
mean-
already in 50
Hey,
bucks.
She's like,
Here's the deal. I made someone's day because I paid their booth space, probably. Right. I paid their booth space.
Oh. Well, you also paid ours, so.
Well, I did. True. But yeah, I'm just down money now. No, just kidding. Well, thank you. We'll let you get back to selling your stuff. You're selling
and
stuff today.
we'd love to work with you guys too. So if
Yeah.
there's anything that we can do to help you out,
Oh, sure.
That'd be
Thank
awesome.
you.
That'd be
Appreciate
awesome.
it.
there's
Appreciate it.
we have tangents in the store all the time.
Tangents?
Yes.
Oh.
About all sorts of nerdy
Oh,
stuff.
I get it. It would be fun. Yeah, it would be fun to figure out what people like in your store, and we can maybe we could come to your store and do something like that.
Oh yeah. I'll
Tell the
run
story.
that by the boss.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks a million.
Yeah,
All
thanks.
right.
Thank you so
Have
much.
a good day.
Me too.
All right. So we're gonna have another guest coming on board here. My friend Lauren over here is gonna talk. We don't know what about yet, but he's gonna talk.
Thanks again. Appreciate it.
And
You don't know what you're going to talk about?
we don't know what we're gonna talk about.
Fudge.
Aha. Well, I might have to have Lauren make a comment about Scott's
Yeah, I
t-shirt.
saw that. I was told in advance about your shirt.
I'm pretty snazzy. I'm a pretty snazzy dresser.
Yeah. Your opinion of one of my favorite episodes of Star Trek.
I think.
Well,
Next.
you're referencing the movie,
Yes,
the Wrath of Khan. Yes.
the Wrathful Yawn.
Right. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, not Space Seed.
Right.
How's that for being nerdy?
Right. That's correct. The Space Seed was a good episode, and one of the better ones of the original series, I think. I have a few that I like.
It's a pretty short list, but yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Well, it's just not that it's not that it's. I've seen every flipping episode, so it's not that it's not good TV.
No.
But it was bad acting and bad writing and bad plots and
come
bad all that kind of stuff. It was. It was the '60s.
Yeah.
So comparatively speaking, is my point. When you think about TV, especially TV nowadays, every episode is like a little 1 hour movie.
That's
the
right.
way stuff is done. So
Right.
we just learned how to do things better.
Yep. Well,
It's just as shitty as every other show that was on in the '60s.
Yeah.
Hello, Mannix? Are you serious?
yeah.
Oh, I don't
Yeah,
know.
right.
Did you like Mannix?
Not particularly.
Okay. Well, you guys agree on something
I
right
was
away.
I was a Kojak guy.
Yeah. Yeah, I like Kojak. Who loves you, baby?
Yeah.
I was on
yeah.
a sucker.
Yeah.
That sucker, Telly Savalas. He was a true gem. Yeah.
Mannix was, what was it? He had his flunky Peggy. See what you can learn about that, Peggy.
I just always remember some crappy car.
Yeah.
For some reason or
Yeah,
other.
I don't remember what he had.
Of course, they all had
Yeah.
big boats.
Yeah, that's right. Followed by cannon.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So one of the things Scott and I need to do before Strange New Worlds launches up again is watch The Cage. We need to watch.
Oh, the pilot.
Yeah, we need to watch the pilot of the original series pilot, The Cage, before Strange New Worlds launches up.
Yep.
Yeah, Scott isn't a big fan of the original series, so.
Oh, well, that's the way it goes. That's all right.
What did I literally just spend like 5 minutes explaining
I
to
don't.
Laura
think-
and
I
Torn
don't.
about that, saying I wasn't a big fan of it because all TV in that era was horseshit.
Yeah.
And it just, I mean, it just, the acting, blah, 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 blah. Like every other TV show that I watched and continue to pick up on reruns, they're all like that.
If you
So
watch Scott,
I told you that.
if you watched an episode of Lost in Space, then watch.
Oh, good God.
If you watch Star Trek after that and thought, oh my God, look at this has actually got something. And if we have a guy in a carrot suit that's an alien, but
Lost is the original. My microphone's doing so. The original Lost in Space really lost something after about the first 15 seconds of the first episode of the first season.
yeah,
It really lost its way.
yeah, I'll say,
Yeah.
Now the remake was spectacular,
yeah, it was. I have to agree with you on that, but
just like Battlestar.
no, there was one of the episodes of the original series of Star Trek, and I don't know. Nancy can probably help me out with the title of it. It was the.
I don't know. I'm not a good title girl. Not a good title.
Well, that's the way it goes.
I'll try.
Okay, well, I think it was. There was an episode where they first encounter a Romulan, and they don't even know what they look like.
Yep.
They don't even know what they look like, and they of course finally they manage to get a image of their bridge, and of course the Romulan looks like Spock, and it's an episode of racism. That's what it's about.
Yes.
Hey, you look like that guy. You must be,
And
whatever.
the title of the episode was Course Oblivion.
Was that it?
Oh.
Okay.
Wow, good for you. I didn't know that one.
Anyway, that particular episode is one of my favorites. I thought that was characteristic of how the series should have been.
Well, that was it's just weird you mentioned that one, because then in the last 2 episodes of Strange New Worlds, they intentionally took that scenario. The whole point was same scenario, different captain sitting in the chair.
Right.
What happens? I remember after the episode it aired, you see on posts and stuff. All they did was copy, Course of Oblivion. It's the same. It's the same. What the hell? It's the same episode. Blah blah blah. Well, it was meant to be, the same story, which is a key element different. So of course it was the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Strange New Worlds. So Lauren and I talk about this quite a bit. He doesn't watch serial TV, so
Well, that's not really true. I don't. I try not to. You're looking. What?
Oh, I know, Cowboy Bebop. Yeah.
Are you saying Nancy got a detail wrong?
Well, I'm very very hesitant
I don't have a detail.
to. No, she doesn't.
Yeah. See.
She. I'm reluctant to allow myself to be sucked into another series just for the time commitment. Not like I never watched one, but
Of course, nowadays, the time commitment is whatever you want to give it,
it's true.
Yeah.
which is good.
Yeah.
It's still, there's about 15 shows that I haven't gotten into because
Right.
I haven't had the time to not have the time to spend the time.
Well, like you said, the new series, whatever they are, each hour is like a little mini movie all by itself. That's fine. I like that as long as they can come to a conclusion of the story. But when they leave you hanging, which is typical of most series, look, here's
You're saying
will Batman escape or be thrown into the oven, and the next episode you'll find out.
right. You want it to be.
Yeah.
You don't want the story arc. You want you prefer the episodic television where there is a beginning, middle, and end on each episode. Planet of the Week kind of stuff, which is what they went back to with Strange New Worlds. That's what has made it so popular. With a little even back to the original series, if you revisited a subject at all, then there was kind of maybe a little bit of an arc there. But
Yeah.
And they do that with Strange New Worlds too. But
you don't know this, but Strange New Worlds is introducing the Gorn as the villain.
Really?
As a villain, they're exploring into Gorn history, and it looks nothing like what was
Gorn,
the original Gorn fighting Kirk, but it is pretty cool. It looks, I was reading an article saying that the new Gorn coming up in this series of this season of Strange New Worlds is going to be very Geiger-like and very alien-like.
Well, it's like it was in last season.
This is a thing that I dislike immensely. There's already been a depiction of what a creature looks like. I don't care if it's been on another series. This is what the creature looks like. You don't get to reinvent it and call it the same thing. Well, let's talk about Klingons, shall we?
I completely disagree.
Not on Klingons, though, Scott. You don't disagree on Klingons because you didn't like the new look of the Klingons in Discovery.
I was torn.
They looked. They even said they were like a latent race or something. They were like
I don't know,
a different kind.
But Star Trek has already done it. In the original series, they all looked like they were from, I don't know, they all looked like they were Eskimos or something, and then they went into the first movie and they were, not even from the same TV series did they look, so it's so reinvent, that was my thing when people were complaining about the Klingons look different. I'm like, well, they did it once before and nobody said anything. They had to build a whole stupid Deep Space Nine episode around time travel to try to, and then Star Trek Enterprise. Jesus, there were like 4 episodes built into why they, look different between the series. So
trying to fix the problem that they caused.
No, that's true. That's absolutely, yes. You are.
Well, the first original series Klingons did look, I would say they didn't look alien. They looked human.
Right, they did.
And they also looked like Genghis Khan.
Exactly. Right. They were just that was the Chinese contingent there.
Yeah, that wasn't good. That probably wasn't good. But
no.
So, who
they spoke English too.
I think I know the answer to this, but I want to hear it from you. Who was your favorite original series character?
The favorite character?
Yeah, the favorite character.
Spock, I think.
Spock, of course. Yeah, Leonard Nimoy. And the best Spock, too.
Well, I don't know. How can you pick on one guy? It's like they all, right. Right. We can all do that, but no, all the characters are great. Mr. Scott, I have some Scottish ancestry, little whiskey here and there.
Yeah. How about you, Scott? Favorite original series character?
Yeah, okay.
I don't know. The M5 computer.
The M5.
No.
M5 computer was my favorite character.
Professor Daystrom's child.
His little abortion.
Oh no.
I tried to kill everybody on the damn ship.
Right. Right.
Yep, the M5 computer. Yep. The murder bot.
That was of all the different ridiculous computers that they had on the Enterprise, I like that one best. I will agree with you on that because it was like it depicted along the lines of sci-fi. It was I'm sorry, but you can't outthink a computer. It's already reasoned out everything permutation that you think you're going to think of.
Exactly.
Hey, let's have a meeting and think about what the computer's already going to do, and we'll try and do an end run around. I'm sorry, it's already thought of everything and set a trap for you. It's have you ever seen Colossus, the Foreman Project?
No.
Oh, you should. You'd like it.
It's a good movie.
Colossus?
Yeah. There were several books written on it, and
is that like a Irish ogre or something?
No, the United States builds this huge facility inside of a mountain, and it's self-powered computer, and it is given total control over our missile defenses.
War games.
Nothing like war games. Nothing like war games.
I can't crack into it to change my girlfriend's grades.
No, nothing like. And it is given control, and they make an announcement to the world that the United States is no longer being defended by Min. This computer is ultimately in charge, so don't screw with this.
Terminator.
And of course, once they turn the thing on and it's going and everything, it comes on and says, "There's another. There's another." Of course, the Russians built one too, and then they demand to be connected. They connect the two things together, and pretty soon they're exchanging ideas, and they can't tell what the two things are telling each other, and they get upset with it, and they cut off its link, and then they demand to be connected, or we'll launch missiles. And pretty soon, the Russian guy that was the inventor of theirs, well, you see some helicopters land, and these guys get out with machine guns, and they just execute them right on the spot because the computer said, "You do it right now. You have 5 minutes to do this, or we'll launch missiles."
It's a pretty intense movie.
Man versus machine.
Yeah.
And it's older, so it's a precursor to War Games and precursor to Terminator. And a lot of concepts come from that movie. Yeah.
Yes, at any rate.
Yeah.
Going back to the Enterprise and your favorite character, the M5 computer, that
I liked
follows,
the way he talked.
Yeah, right. The M5 was fast, unrelenting, and you couldn't outthink it. So,
And it learned how to defend itself.
that's right.
Yes. Well,
Will I dream?
yeah.
Will I dream?
Will I dream of electric sheep?
Yeah, I don't know.
No.
Other show.
Sorry, Dave. I
That
can't
was
do that.
Yeah.
Space. This I just say Space 2000.
What a
No.
soothing voice that computer has.
It
Hal.
did.
Hal
Right,
has a
Hal.
soothing voice.
Oh, fuck no.
Yeah.
That's the thing of terrors, man.
That's right.
Yeah.
Voice? Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
I'm sorry you'll have to die.
What?
Yeah. You shouldn't have done that, Dave.
Right. Mm-hmm.
I have one more question,
Okay.
and then you can add anything you want. But what would you say is your favorite out of everything? Your favorite movie, not maybe science fiction show, but your favorite movie, science fiction movie.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'd say the Andromeda Strain is right up there.
Right. I read the book. I think I watched.
Well,
the movie.
I'm gonna retract that. My favorite one is Contact.
Oh, that's right.
Oh,
Jodie Foster.
that's funny because that actually, when you said Andromeda Strain, the first thing I thought of was Contact.
Yeah.
Because then I was actually trying to think of the other one that had Dustin Hoffman in it, and I couldn't
Right.
remember.
Yeah.
But Contact was phenomenal.
Yeah. I read the book,
Phenomenal.
saw the movie, both excellent. Yeah. Hail Carl Sagan. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Alien is mine.
Okay.
Yeah.
little different. Okay, he wasn't the writer, or was he? I'd say
Yeah.
little different kind of writer rating a different book.
I'm pretty sure it's that way because of Sigourney Weaver, though.
Right. Oh, and don't forget Galaxy Quest.
Yes. Galaxy Quest.
How Sigourney Weaver wasn't in Contact?
No, Alien.
No.
I said Alien.
She said
You
Alien.
said Alien. Okay.
You know what?
We were finished talking, so I just kind of.
I'm not a fan of Jodie Foster, so that's why I didn't say Contact.
Oh.
Although I've seen the movie Contact, it's good.
That's because you're homophobic.
I'm not.
Nancy?
What?
God.
Jeez, no,
Yeah.
that's not true.
And she's very. You should see what she does to people who just simply want to express their pronouns.
Well, oh no,
Oh.
don't start that now. Don't. He's feeding the trolls here.
Yeah,
folks.
I think
He's
so.
Feeding the trolls.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
I don't know how you can be they or them if you're only one person.
Oh dear. Oh gosh,
we
we're
go.
going there. We're live. You people realize we're live. I don't
And I'm not
support.
gonna-
I just said I don't understand it. I didn't condemn it. I just said I don't
Yeah.
understand it.
So I support pronouns. I just have difficulty with them.
I was
I have a hard
just
time.
kidding.
Even when someone tells
what
you
I don't support is people freely being able to go and buy canned beets.
what?
That
Canned
I just
beets?
don't support at all. It's
Oh, boy.
disgusting. It should be stopped right away.
I like canned beets.
Yuck.
They're delicious.
Yeah, pickled beets are the
Yeah.
best.
Yes.
Beets, period.
Beets are great. I had beet salad yesterday.
You know what the beets are good for? Throwing on the streets before a winter storm to keep your.
That's only the
streets-
liquid part. That's the liquid part.
Well,
You can eat the rest.
You squeeze the life out of them until there's nothing left of them but liquid, and you dump them on the streets before
Right.
a storm.
Yeah.
Jesus, man.
So you know what?
Those
Here
poor beets.
we,
it is
we
getting
have,
worse and
You know
worse.
what? We have an expert here. What's going on with the power, Lauren? Tell us what's going on.
No,
It's blinking.
no clue.
It's glitching in and out again.
Is it a local phenomena, or is it? We'd have to consult someone outside of the building to
It
see
is.
if this is a regional phenomena or citywide.
Well,
No idea.
It's not citywide because it's been going on since we got here.
It's an older building.
It's either the building or the neighborhood.
Yeah. I think it's the building. Yeah.
Maybe it's Big Boy.
No.
We're right behind
What
Big
the
Boy.
line is causing it.
The line.
Yeah,
Big Boy
there's
is
a
causing it.
underground service, and every time someone drives over that, it
Yeah.
Flitches.
tickles the line. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, thanks for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah,
I bet it's
appreciate
hooked up
it.
to the toilet. It's the toilet that's doing it.
It's the toilet.
Every time it flushes.
Yeah, that's what's happening. Every time it glitches, we go down the toilet. That's for sure.
Highly unlikely.
But up.
All right. Well, thank you.
Thanks.
Appreciate your time. Have a good day.
Yep.
Where the hell are you going?
I'm not going anywhere. I'm just taking my headphones.
Yeah, we're still broadcasting.
They hurt.
Full
Ouch.
headphones. I saw those before. I thought, yeah. those
Oh
are neat.
yeah.
Yeah.
Big Lots, $8.
Do you want your other
Really?
headphones?
No, because I like the cat ones.
Yeah.
I got, you gotta be, what is it, what was that guy on Saturday Night Live? You look marvelous. It's like you have to suffer for your clothes sometimes.
It's cute. You think that those make you look marvelous.
They do. And you don't need to dance on my little cat ear party here.
Dance on your cat ear party.
Yeah, you don't need to trample over my cat ear party.
Meow.
Meow. And that's how it goes,
My
folks.
God, folks. You know what? It looks like we had the lunch rush.
Yep. These types of events go in
Squirts.
hey, don't you want to take your Gorn home? It might never get home if you leave it with me.
This is what Goran looks like.
You got it in there.
Gorn looks like a rubber suit on a man with a gold lame belt.
See, and that's the thing. That's what.
Don't say that. That was a
I
reptilian creature. It was one of their best alien.
So I love
And it was,
I
but just-
love the Gorn episode, but this new Gorn that's coming out is pretty cool.
You keep
It's
saying coming out. It came out
It
last
came
year.
out,
Really?
but they're really going to be up in their game.
I think what they're doing. I think what they're doing is the Gorn is going to be the new Klingon as far as the primary enemy,
Oh, really?
or at least maybe in this season.
Yeah. Thanks for bringing it by. It was good to have it here.
I'd like to be retired.
Yeah, wouldn't that be nice? I got 15 more years at least to work. 15.
I'm I got 3 more years until I start drawing retirement from the military
Well, that's good.
while still working, which is cool.
Hey, help yourself. That's our podcast, a QR code for a podcast. Would you like to talk to us? We're live.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, want to sit down and chat with us for a
Yeah.
minute? Oh, cool. Put on the headphones.
Okay.
So my name is Nancy.
How you doing,
And
Nancy?
I'm doing great today. How are you?
I'm doing really majestic.
Majestic. Awesome.
Yeah, I think I got abducted by aliens last
no.
night,
Oh,
and they let me go before dawn.
What kind of aliens?
I don't know.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
What's your first name?
My first name is Brother Brandon.
Brother
That's my name.
Brandon.
Yeah,
Okay.
the Raging Cajun.
You do have a style about you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I have a radio show podcast. It's called Sober Talk
Oh, wow.
on
Nice.
Friday nights at 8.
From New Orleans.
Yeah, I'm from New Orleans, but I live right here in Bismarck.
Oh, okay. I thought maybe you're broadcasting from New Orleans called Sober Talk.
No, I'm broadcasting from Bismarck, North Dakota.
Cool.
You know, there's a lot of day walking aliens. You got to watch yourself these days.
Yeah. Yes, I hear ya.
So what you
Hear ya.
guys
The
up to?
lights are glitching in and out like there are aliens around here.
So what you guys up to?
Well, our podcast, we talk about science fiction shows and, like Star Trek, Star Wars, Mandalorian. Do you watch anything in particular?
Well, I like the Ewoks growing
Oh.
up, you know? The Ewoks were pretty cool.
Return of the Jedi. Yeah. Okay.
Well, I hope you guys have a great day. And
You like the Ewoks? You can't end on the Ewoks.
so, what?
Yeah.
Christ, I hope he's joking.
Let's hear a little bit
Luke,
about.
I am your father.
Ah, yes.
Oh, God.
Maybe you want to put a plug in for your own podcast.
Yeah,
That sounds
so,
like a good idea.
So if you go on Facebook, it's Sober Talk with Brother Brandon, the Raging Cajun. It's live every Friday night at 8, and it broadcasts on a local radio station here in Bismarck, North Dakota.
Wow.
100.7 FM.
Okay.
And so you can, I've got about, I've been doing it for about 3 years. So I got about, I don't know, 200 shows on there. It's a different
wow.
guest every night about alcoholism and addiction.
Sure.
And
sure.
just people telling their stories of struggles they've been through.
Oh, it sounds like a really good service for people.
Yep. So
Yeah.
that's what I do. But I'm just checking out my boy J Dobo. The leading spice in the land. If
Hell
you
yeah.
ain't sneezing, it ain't seasoning,
Oh,
baby.
that's
But you
awesome.
go to www.jdobo.com and get you some of that J Basco or some J Dobo and spice up your life, baby.
We were wondering about the spices. We haven't checked them out yet.
Yeah, it'll spice up your life a little bit. You might start moonwalking.
Yeah.
You want to say hi,
Wow.
August?
Hi, August is saying hello here. You want to talk in the mic?
Yeah, tell them what's your favorite planet.
Well, my favorite planet is the lovely planet we live on, which is Earth.
And how you say it in
what a suck
Spanish?
up.
I can't remember.
Tierra.
Oh, yeah.
Tierra, yes.
Yeah.
You know what?
And by the way,
Earth is the right answer. It is the right answer. Yeah.
I have
Yeah.
days at my school.
Oh, do you? That's fun. We think that's from MTV Music Awards.
Right.
Well, it's from my school because my school is Liberty. Right.
Well, say thank you for the
Yeah.
the alien rose.
You're
That
welcome.
came from a different planet.
Yeah.
No idea where those came from.
It comes from the Verde planet.
The
Verde.
Yeah.
Came
There
from
you
her-
go.
Came from her basement is where it came from.
Yeah. Right on side the mothballs.
Well, yeah, I sold at one time. I had a club and we sold these, and we had 6,000 of them at once, all
Yeah.
different colors. Yeah,
Looks a little Irish.
it is a little Irish.
And-
You can have, if you want, you can have one
Oh,
of those too.
You got a little vanilla over there.
Yeah, a little bit, a little bit.
Well, I
Well,
hope
it's
you
nice
guys
to meet
have
you.
a great weekend. And may the Swartz be with you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Made
nice.
a Schwartz be with you.
Schwartz
Great
is there.
movie, right? Space.
That's awesome. That's
Thank
awesome.
you.
Ding, 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 ding.
So funny.
Piece of chicken grease.
Have a good day, sir.
too.
Thank
Thanks.
you.
Thanks. You're lovely too. There we go. Now we got some audio.
Oh, okay.
And let me make sure everything is still powered up. Oh, Christ almighty. Yep, and plugged in. Okay, we're back. It was the extension cord. Thanks, Patrick. It was the extension cord.
Yeah, Patrick, you're a real lifesaver.
I don't know that he's still there.
It might be.
I can look over here.
You know, maybe Patrick, maybe we could give him a small stipend to be our tech guru. Be like our tech specialist.
Why in God's name would he want to do that?
He wouldn't, but I'm just saying maybe a stipend.
Oh look, there we are.
I'm gonna check Nebula and see if Nebula has been attacked by several children. I'm gonna reposition.
You know, I
her.
would too, because some of them were kind of tearing her apart.
Yeah, I think so. I better check her out.
So while Nancy's gone, I'll redirect this conversation to something more fun, something a little less pedophilia-ish with children. Are you good? Kind of like me. Hanging by a thread. Can you see her? So I'm just going to say, instead of having dead air, oh, something's going on. Instead of having dead air here, whoa, what's going on?
What's going on? That's my booth.
Nancy, Patrick responded to your ill-fated message or your ill-fated request. Says you can't afford me.
That makes sense, right?
Oh, he's still there.
Can't afford
Good
that.
Lord. At least I'd go mow the lawn before I'd listen to this podcast. I want to rotate the camera up there. Okay, so we're here because we decided we just literally had nothing better to do on a nice sunny Saturday afternoon or morning. But it is in essence a little. It is not a Comic-Con by any stretch of the imagination. There was one.
There's comics here.
There was one homeless guy dressed up weird with a fake chainsaw that came through. And that was the
And he's
extent.
behind you, just FYI.
Oh yeah, no shit. There is. That's hilarious.
You
That
can't
is-
you can't
you-
make comments like that in places like this. They are right
And
behind
you know what? And you can't script that kind of stuff either.
Hello.
Absolutely not.
Ooh,
No.
are we? Let's see here. Who are you portraying? Evil Dead? Evil Dead?
Wow. Yeah.
What?
He's Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Ah. Hey, would you like to podcast with us? Sure. All right.
No, he's like, hey, you're the backdrop.
Have a seat. Have a seat and put the headphones on. Let's talk here.
Okay.
Yeah. Just
Yeah, my big mouth.
Just
Get a
to
picture of
just to let you know, we're live streaming on Facebook right now. Or
YouTube.
Excuse me,
Good God,
YouTube.
woman.
Facebook was a problem, so.
Well, you're a problem. It's,
What's your
was not
name?
tech.
My real name is Carrie,
Carrie.
but you can
Okay.
call me Bubba Sawyer.
Oh, okay. So, is that your favorite movie?
Actually, I'm a big fan of the Friday the 13th franchise. I played Jason Voorhees at Horon Harmon for the last 5-6 years.
Oh, I know you.
Yeah, that's me.
You know what? We were just talking about terrifying children, and you actually do that.
Oh, God, yes.
That's
There's
funny.
always our mission to try to scare enough people to,
Yeah.
themselves.
Yeah.
I no, this isn't an adult podcast. You can say shit.
Yeah,
yes,
you can
whatever.
drop- you can drop whatever.
Our podcast
Yeah.
has an E on it.
Yeah, we gotta.
Their pants.
Yeah. So, are you still doing Horror on Harmon?
Oh, God, yes.
Okay. All right.
Here I am going to, I'm not going to play Jason. I'm kind of, I have such a hard time breathing with the hockey mask on now.
Right.
So I kind of have to find something that I can breathe better.
Well, at least the hockey mask has holes in it. That when you got there,
I
even
wear
the
a hood
mouth.
underneath,
Okay,
a full hood, so there isn't much airway.
gotcha. I was looking at the way that one like has nothing in the mouth there.
Well,
Or it doesn't-
I got
it doesn't look like
a
it.
little bit of nose and a little bit of here I can breathe
Well,
better.
masks
Yeah.
are hard. It
Sometimes-
doesn't matter what the
And
mask
I wear
is. It's hard.
glasses,
Yeah.
And I breathe
without
out
them.
every now and then. I breathe out of my eye holes too,
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
especially if I've been running.
Right. I'm a big Halloween fan. I love Halloween.
Oh, God, I live for Halloween. There only
I
is one
love
day of
Halloween. I love
I
Halloween.
love
A
it.
year that you can escape reality and become something else. I don't know why people don't embrace it more than they should.
Because it's
Well,
satanic.
sure.
It's
Well, some
about the
people get
devil.
upset about it. Yeah. But, I mean, it actually started as a Christian holiday. So All Hallows
Well,
Eve and
Yeah,
All
it was
Saints
kind of
Day.
a pagan type
It was not.
Yeah.
It did not start as Christian. No, ma'am. Pagan. Very
But they,
much pagan.
they started pagan, but then they transitioned it to Christian like they usually do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not going to argue with you in public.
So, out
Keep
of-
embarrassing
out of
you.
All the horror movies, you're a slasher fan, is kind of what you are, right?
I'm strictly the horror genre. That's
Just
all.
horror, just horror. What's your favorite horror series?
Well, Friday the 13th, I really like the last 3 Halloween movies with the Jamie Lee Curtis.
Yeah.
I felt they could have ended it a little bit better.
I haven't seen the last one yet. So
Yeah, I heard it
Those
kind of
ones.
tanked. We heard the movie kind of tanked.
And then the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the original 74 version.
I've never seen that.
Oh, God, yeah. It's
Never.
horrifying.
One of these days, I'm gonna have to see it. I've never seen it.
The only movie that
weird.
scared me more was The Exorcist.
Oh, that'll wet some panties. I mean that'll in the wrong way. That'll make you wet yourself.
So,
Bad. The 2003 remake of Texas Chainsaw with the Bad Man character.
Never saw that
and,
either.
Jessica Biel. That is a good remake. For a remake, it's really good.
What is your favorite movie about a cabin in a forested area with people getting murdered? That is all. That is all. That
Last House on the
no,
Left. I've heard that.
no, I'm not done.
Oh.
I'm not done. What is your favorite movie about a house that's in a wooded area where people are getting murdered? That is part of a experiment with people living in the basement with monsters, and they do it globally.
Oh, jeez.
The Cabin in the Woods.
Yeah, he got it. Oh, two.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
two of those movies.
I was just watching it last night for the shits and giggles. I was like, I haven't seen this in a long time, and it's so funny once they bring in the characters, that are controlling the guys downstairs that are doing the bets and everything. I just felt like watching it again because the movie is so fucked up.
Have you gone to Halloween Horror Nights at Universal Studios?
No, but we do all the cosplay conventions. We do Pop Expo in ValleyCon and Fargo. We've been down to Black Hills Con in Rapid City.
Nice.
SuperCon this last fall.
This
was so cool.
What's that? I've never heard of SuperCon. Where is that?
Sioux Falls, South Dakota.
Oh,
We got to
SuperCon.
meet three movie stars that were in the Friday the 13th franchise. Deborah Voorhees in Part 5, Ron Scaloni played Junior in Part 5, and C.J. Graham played Jason Voorhees in Part 6.
Wow.
I kid you not. Show them the picture.
I believe you.
You don't have your phone?
Get ordered around just like I do.
You're like, there's a reason I'm behind the camera. You're supposed to leave me out of this.
Show them the picture of me with C.J. Graham.
So let me ask you another question.
And I got to meet one of my heroes.
Have you been to Days of the Dead?
No. We wanted to do a Horror Hound weekend, the one in Indianapolis. They have 3, 4 of them. But it's just too much travel expense.
Yeah.
I'm sure autographs would be $100.
Autographs are expensive.
Well, we paid $50 to get those guys.
Oh, wow. Neat. That's cool. I like that.
And there was a soup.
So
That's awesome.
I haven't been to a horror con, but a friend of mine goes to Days of the Dead and thinks it's pretty awesome. It moves around. It's in different places.
Well, I mean, is it local or is it national?
It's a national con.
They're not in big cities.
Well,
I
hear SuperCon is in Sioux Falls, so it's not really national.
Yeah.
That is actually a big convention.
Hey, you better watch it. He's got something killing him here.
Sioux Falls is a good sized, community.
Over 120,000.
Yeah. So I mean, they could knock out a con. I can see that.
Yeah.
I would rather go to a con in a medium-sized city than to like Comic-Con in San Diego where it's just insane,
How much does it cost to get into Comic-Con in San Diego?
It's like $800.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
But I would like to go once. I'd like to go once and then be at like one of those big Hall H announcements, for some really cool movie. Just once.
Yeah, that would be neat.
But you got to remember, I also used to live in San Diego, so.
Right. Well, it's hard to get a room sometimes. That's the hard part.
Oh, God. About there's got to be 5,000, 6,000, 8,000 people there easily. There got to be.
Oh, I would say you're being very conservative on that estimate. Yeah.
So can you give a little advertisement for Harmon, your next event?
I believe this year's Horror on Harmon should be October 27th, 28th. It's located on the southwest of the United Tribes campus. We have the old hospital is what that building is, well over 120
the old
years
what?
old.
She decided to moan at the same time you said it. That's at the old what?
Hospital.
It's the old hospital building. See, United Tribes used to be a army base back in turn of the century.
Yep, I'm familiar.
And that building is about 120 years old. It's just a fantastic venue. It's got a basement upstairs. We have a yard area. We have characters in the yard. When you get done with the tour, you come out of the basement up through some old attic stairs. It's just fantastic.
I'm already like.
Wow. So how much does it cost?
Let's see. I believe $10.
$10. That's pretty good.
Not bad at all.
That's great.
We go from 7 to 11 Friday and Saturday night.
So does it have like the green tile in it, like an old hospital would?
It's old wooden. It's old wooden stairs,
real old.
wooden floors.
But it's still got to be just freaky as all hell.
Creepy. I've been in there one time. I was just looking around. I started hearing things. I ran out. I got so creeped out.
And it's really good. Like if you go in the daytime too, and it scares the shit out of you. At like 2 in the afternoon, you're like, I am out of here. That is good. That is good.
He has been in there during the day, and he says he gets so creeped out he has to go outside.
Oh, that's nuts. That's
Have you ever been to the BSC Haunted Theater?
That one I haven't done.
It's really good. It's really good. It's only 2 days.
That's just another name for their auditorium because they never have anything going on there anymore.
Hey, Scott. No, they have lots of things going on there. But that's a good one in town. But
I've never done the haunted fort.
Oh yeah.
It's not as good as it used to be.
I think
we get really good reviews on our Facebook page. We do have Cool 97 comes and does the.
Oh, that's cool. That helps. Yeah.
Yeah, they're there, and we usually run around 70, 80 characters. We have.
Wow.
Oh, no lie. Wow, that's a lot.
Where do you get your volunteers?
They all are usually regulars. I've done it the last 5-6 years.
And I wouldn't think it would be very hard to get people to volunteer because I think that'd be fun as hell.
It is. Well, the vast majority of our younger people.
Sure.
Yeah.
They'll show up Friday night, Saturday night. They don't want to do it again.
Oh.
So we struggle with having enough on Saturday night, but we get by.
It sounds fun.
I remember when I was younger, living here, there was like the haunted house that people went to. And I thought I can't remember if it was north or south of town. It usually changed. It's like changed every year because they would find like a house.
It was run by the Bismarck JCs.
Yeah, the JCs.
So I'd be talking probably like the late 70s, early 80s is what I'm talking.
Right.
So
86 was we were up at the, it was a barn that was owned by Klaus Lemke.
Oh, wow.
The old Burleigh County Commissioner.
Yeah.
It was his barn. And it's now a house. It's still there, but it's now a house.
The barn is now a house.
It's now a house. It's located almost directly across the street from New St. Mary's High School up in that 57th Street area.
Oh, okay.
Still there.
Up back then, in the early 80s and whatnot, that was prairie. What you're talking about. Yeah, I mean,
plenty of parking.
I mean, there was like nothing north of Century Avenue, And so, because I remember it was always out like you felt like you're out in the country.
Oh, yeah.
So you were going to be totally screwed if it was real. You're like, we're going out in the country to a haunted house. But
it was, that was the year, it was 86. The Bismarck Tribune came out, took pictures. I got on the cover of the Tribune. K-Fired, the old weatherman came up and did his weather live at the haunted house.
Was that Too Tall Tom?
No.
It was a different guy.
That was before Too Tall's time.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Oh, God, yeah, way beforehand. But, yeah, we had a good time.
Was it Jerry Weatherman? Was it Jerry Bartz? Yeah, Jerry.
Yeah, that was him.
And because if you remember when they would do a nightly news broadcast, it wasn't meteorologist or anything, it was weatherman. It was weatherman Jerry Bartz.
Yeah, things have changed tremendously.
Well, thanks for joining us today. I
I
appreciate
your time.
Yeah,
That's
I appreciate the update.
Did we get everything out we needed to as far as the haunted house stuff? I mean, I listened to it. And
I think so.
Yeah, like I said again, I believe I'm pretty sure it's October 27th, 28th. We go from 7-Eleven, and we are located on the campus of United Tribes.
Where could somebody go on the internet to affirm that information later? Or something?
We do have a really good Facebook page. It's just type in Horror on Harmon Bismarck. It'll come up.
Okay.
Horror on Harmon's.
Yep.
So it's Harmon Lake. I'm assuming you're talking about, right? By a lake.
And there's a video you click onto, and you see me. I'm the first character in that video. I'm dressed as Jason from Part 8.
Oh, I'm gonna watch that.
It is. It's really cool.
Yeah,
I was gonna ask if you could tell us what you're wearing so we could identify you.
Yes, I'm wearing the Part 8 Jason Takes Manhattan costume.
Oh, Jason Takes Manhattan. That brings me back. Wow.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for stopping.
Thank you.
Well, thank you guys.
Here,
Were we just doing audio, or was it video too?
Video too.
Video.
Really?
So
Why
we
don't
do.
I watch it?
Here, match your costume. That's
okay.
our podcast right there.
So that's our podcast. If you QR there's the QR code on the back, you can zap it and take it to the podcast.
Okay.
The name of our podcast is Trophies Are for Winners. If you go to YouTube, because like we broadcast this video, we did live on YouTube.
Okay.
And so it'll be back up there again when we're finished.
So I just type in YouTube, and then
If you go to YouTube and then search for Trophies Are for Winners for the site.
Okay, I will do that. Thank you
Yeah,
guys for
Yeah.
nice to meet you. Well, I'll have to see you on Harmon.
Okay.
Thanks for stopping.
It'll be on my schedule this year. I've never done Horror on Harmon, so I'll
Yeah,
definitely
please.
get
Yeah,
that.
why not?
Have
The
fun.
yard.
Have fun today.
Thanks. Oh.
Ooh.
And don't drag it by the cord. Are we still? Wow.
Yep, came out there.
That's fine. She needs something to do. Thanks. Just plug it in. There you go. Let's do a what now? That was kind of cool.
That was fun.
We can I think we should take a break.
Yeah, okay. I can sit here while you take a break if you want to take
No,
a
I
break
said I
first.
think we could take a break from podcasting. We've been going an hour. We'll do a break.
Oh, well, it looks like we're taking a break.
But what I could, you know, what if I just turn the camera on the crowd and we could just let it keep going?
Sounds good.
All right. Well, we will be. I should put something in there like we'll be back at something. We'll be back at something. We'll be back at something. But she just keep feed the beast.
Hi.
Howdy.
How are you guys today? Help yourself to a rose. We're podcasters. Our podcast is called Trophies Are for Winners, and it's about science fiction, pop culture, fantasy, all kinds of things.
I don't know where you keep getting this fantasy stuff.
Well, Game of Thrones and House of the Dragon.
Oh, see, those are dragon shows. That's not
All
fantasy.
right, dragon shows. Yeah.
I don't like fantasy shows.
Okay.
I don't have anywhere to put it. It's just gonna get eaten by a dog, so.
Okay. Sure. No problem.
Otherwise, it'd be stuffed in a drawer, and I don't want to do that.
It was a way to get the QR code out there.
Yeah.
So you can snap the QR code. And,
So at one time, I had
thought
an anime club, and we had like 6,000 of these roses, and we're just kind of winding down on them. Some colors that didn't sell. So.
I thought it was a weird idea. I just want that on the record.
Oh, come on!
I wasn't
It's
sure
not
what
weird
roses.
idea.
I wasn't sure what roses have to do with anything in here, but that's all right.
Yeah.
It was a way to stick something to the QR code to stick.
Would you
something to it.
guys be interested in talking about anything on our podcast? We're live streaming.
I think I'm good personally.
Right.
Thank you.
Yeah, sounds like a plan.
Yeah.
Maybe the gentleman in the queen shirt. It's all right. All right, nice to meet you guys.
Thanks for stopping by.
Bye.
Well, I think what I'll do is I'll shut this stream down, or Patrick won't have anything to listen to. But I'll shut this one down, and we'll schedule another one to start at maybe 1:30 or something. How's that sound?
1.
Or 1?
Doesn't matter. 1:30 is fine.
I figured then you'd have time to go steal the lunch from that guy over there. And the cops would show up, and we'd have that conversation, and you'd be in cuffs and then in the back of the car, and then you'd be out of the back of the car and out of the cuffs, and by the time you get back in here, the hamburger you stole would be cold, and so it'd be 1:15. You'd have to run up to McDonald's and bring back. So then we.
No, I'm totally eating
So then we're at 1:30. See.
I'm totally eating a hot roast beef sandwich in the ham vans.
So you're getting a hot beef injection? Is that what you're saying?
Jeez, does nothing? Does everything have to be dirty?
Yes.
No,
That's my job.
no.
Look at how good I was when the underage child was here.
You barely made it through that.
I did. I think that next time I'm just gonna get up and just I'll be gone. You can do that one-on-one. You know, you
It
and
was fun. I'm glad she talked.
like you and
I liked her.
I don't know.
She's very nice.
What's her name from The View?
Oh boy. Oh boy. Well, all right, everybody. We're shutting it down for a little bit. We'll see you
I'll
at.
put up another link, or what I want to say.
I don't
Another time. We'll spin it up for another time. We'll start back up here at 1:30.
Okay. Let's wait for the green light from Scott.
We're going.
We're rolling. Okay. Wow.
My.
That's one of my biggest problems with the podcast is he turns it on and then he waits for me to say something dumb and then he uses it sometimes in
It
other.
doesn't take long.
No, it doesn't. There we go. That's the real. This is what the real experience. You're getting it.
All right.
So, we got to talk Batman. I see you got the Batman on your shirt here. And have you seen the new preview for the Flash movie?
I have not.
You have not?
No.
Oh, then I might.
Yes, it's true. I live under a rock.
I might spoil it for you, but
What are you going to spoil? The trailer?
the trailer. Okay, is it okay if I spoil it for you?
That
All
is
right.
fine. I have heard a lot about it.
Yeah, so Michael Keaton is back as Batman
That
in
is
that
awesome.
particular movie, and there's a whole bunch of it's kind of going to be like a multiverse.
Actually,
So-
if you want to spoil something in the trailer, I do.
okay, go ahead.
But I don't know. They took the absolute best line. So I hated the Batmans that Michael Keaton was in.
What?
They were just so stupid.
Oh
But
no!
anyway, but
Punch him in the face, Dan.
But in the first one, when he's in the in his hotel room, and Jack Nicholson comes in, and he grabs the poker and slams the poker, and he goes, "You want to get nuts? Let's get nuts!" Right?
Yeah.
He says that in this new movie when he's as Batman. They show him he's got the cowl off and everything, but it's completely different. He's talking to the Flash. This microphone's going. He's talking to the Flash guy, and he goes, "You want to get nuts? Let's get nuts."
Yeah.
So it went from kind of like crazy, crazy town, to more like The Godfather. You want to get nuts? Let's get nuts.
There we go.
So it was kind of cool.
So I think that's going to be a fun movie. Which Batman actor was your favorite?
It would be Michael Keaton.
Ah, yeah, I knew it. I knew it.
That's
Look, you
fine.
just totally slammed his favorite Batman.
No, I didn't.
Batman.
I didn't say a thing about Michael Keaton. I said I didn't like the movie.
Right. There were some campy aspects about that movie where it could be interpreted any way.
It was that, but that was by design, and who directed it, and
Yes.
it was what's his name?
Tim Burton.
Yeah.
Yes, Tim Burton's his style of Batman was very different than the other movies.
I hate. And the thing is, I hate everything Tim Burton does.
Oh,
Like the Nightmare Before Christmas and all that poor shit. I don't like it. Yuck.
you didn't like
So-
Edward Scissorhands?
I think I tolerated it because we probably were in a movie, and I've only ever walked out on one movie, and I stuck it out for Edward Scissorhands.
Yeah.
Edward Scissorhands.
Well, that was a unique movie, and Tim Burton, of course, he did a good job with that.
But that Batman was very much you can see Tim Burton in it. That's his style.
Yeah, and I mean, but my favorite Batman
Just don't like
is
it.
the first one with Michelle Pfeiffer as Catwoman.
Oh.
It's the second one, Batman
Yes,
Returns, and that's the Tim Burton one. I thought he did that one really well.
Yep. Nope.
I agree.
That
I thought that
Catwoman's-
one was. I think that one is a bit underrated.
Yes,
It really
yes.
built on the first one, but it also was. I think it wasn't as kitschy as the first one either.
I would say the
Though there
second one was better than the first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In my mind.
Well, and I mean, but it's because of Michelle Pfeiffer. Yeah, and Danny DeVito does a really good job as Penguin too.
And Christopher Walken.
Yes. Oh, anything with Walken in it, right? Anything
right.
with Walken in it is a good movie. It doesn't matter. And he's in my favorite James Bond, A View to a Kill.
Oh, really?
That's my favorite, absolute favorite James
Walken
Bond
is in
movie.
that?
Yep, Christopher Walken is the villain in A View to a Kill.
He is?
Yeah.
I'll have
right.
to see that one.
I didn't know that.
Right. You've never seen A View to a Kill?
I have not.
Oh, Roger Moore and Grace Jones and Christopher Walken.
Okay, I know that Batman. I know that Bond movie, and I still really Christopher Walken was in it?
Yep, and I own the movies if you want to borrow it. It's on regular DVD, which you probably won't watch because it's not Blu-ray.
Probably because I don't have a DVD player.
Oh, okay.
Plus, you can hear the View to a Kill by Duran Duran.
Yeah, that's
Oh, yeah, so
also. You're right. That's
But
a
see-
great.
Yeah, but
Bond
see, for
song.
me, I remember
Yeah.
it was Grace Jones because I always just Grace Jones.
And she's
Yes.
she's in Conan the Barbarian too.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. She has a cool role in Conan. Yeah.
But,
yeah.
yeah,
See, we
just
get off
always
track.
gotta-
We got off track a little bit. So
the way it
Scott,
goes.
we've talked. My favorite Batman and Dan's is both Michael Keaton. Who's yours?
I'm probably gonna have to go with what's his name? American Psycho boy.
Okay.
Oh, Christian Bale.
Christian
Christian
Bale.
Bale.
You know, and the first of the ones that he did, actually the first I don't know, it was really tough because it was, you know, wasn't he was such a fantastic Joker in The Dark Knight Rises. You know, that was such a good movie. So I would probably almost say that the first and second movies were probably my favorite, but the third movie I thought was a complete train wreck, but the ending was so cool. I mean, did you see it?
You know, I never did get to see the third one.
Okay, then I'm not going to say anything.
Oh, geez,
okay,
you're not
you
going to
can.
spoil?
Because, you know, it's been allowed a long
It has.
time. I
Well,
think
it's just,
could spoil
you know,
it.
okay, all right, well, then I'll spoil it. So, I mean, he literally flies off with Catwoman. You know, the, what's her name?
That's not a Christian Bale movie, though.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. God, are we going to do this again? I get so tired of proving you wrong.
Because wasn't
And then now it would literally be live.
Well,
So
he
tired.
flies off with Catwoman.
I mean, because the whole thing, the movie is around the precipice that, what's his name that plays Bane?
Tom Hardy.
Tom Hardy, thank you, that plays Bane. You know, it's a completely different kind of Bane from the comic books and all that kind of stuff, but still a big, bad, mean guy. Anyway, so when they take over the city and blah, 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 and then Batman wins and all that jazz, he wins, but by carrying out a nuke that they were going to use to blow it up, to blow up the city. So he gets the nuke and he gets out in his new bat wing or whatever it is, and takes off over the harbor or whatever, and it blows up. And so then everybody just assumes that Batman's dead too. And so they, you know, there's a statue and blah, blah, you know, burial plots. And even at home with Alfred, you know, so Alfred buries an empty casket for Bruce Wayne. And earlier in the movie, Christian Bale said Bruce Wayne says something to Alfred. He says something to the effect of, you know, if I'm just, oh no, it was Alfred said it to him. I don't want to see you die because he's like, I can't see you die, blah, blah, blah. You're going to kill yourself. Keep this up. He's like, basically like, I'm out of here. And I'll be, I'll be happy if just maybe someday in the future, perhaps at a cafe or something like that, I see you, I know it's you, and you are okay after you've done all this, and that's all I'll need to acknowledge kind of thing. Well, and that's exactly how the movie ends up. So they think that he's dead from the nuke. And then so Alfred goes to Europe or some horseshit. Now tell me how those stars are supposed to align, right? Down to not only the cafe in Europe, but the time of day, right? But anyway, so Alfred's sitting there getting ready to like pay a bill or something, and he looks up across the room and he sees Christian Bale with what's her name that was Catwoman at the time, and he was kind of facing him, and he just kind of does a double take, and Christian Bale just kind of gives like a wink or a little nod or something, and you see Alfred all of a sudden get all choked up, and he's like. Puts his money away. And so it was kind of cool. So the ending was done so well to me. Everybody thinks he's dead, but he's fine. He's happy living with Catwoman. What's her name? And Alfred doesn't have to worry about him anymore, you know, getting killed, all that kind of stuff. He's cashed it in.
Is it Anne Hathaway's Catwoman?
Yes, that's it.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
There you go.
I saw that one, but I don't remember him like taking off with her, living with her, or whatever.
Well, I mean, you don't know they're together.
Yeah.
Until after the bomb goes off, and then after everybody's dead and buried, supposedly.
Sure.
Then you find out that they're fine. But so I loved the ending of that one, and the first two. I just like the darker tone of the movies. But I'm one of those guys. I'm one of those guys.
Well, I think actually most people did like the darker tone. How about you, Dan? Dark or light? Campy?
I prefer the lighter.
Well,
I like the campy ones.
Yeah, because you like the first ones.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, you're more akin to.
I
you got
really
a little bit
liked
of,
Poison Ivy. In the third one, I really liked Poison Ivy.
Are you serious?
Yes, I am.
Wow, that was
well,
beyond
it's Uma
campy.
Thurman. I loved her.
I know. I mean, that was
good.
She was better than Schwarzenegger. See, and that's the thing is that that whole series just went off the fucking rails.
Yeah,
I mean,
that
it
was
did.
where it really
it did. I'll give you those threes.
But they were playing it as if it was a comic book, I don't feel as if the Christian Bale movies played it as if it was a comic book.
No, they kind of played it as more of some of the novel kind of things that were like The Dark Knight.
Yeah.
I mean,
well, that's what it was, The Dark Knight.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying it was because The Dark Knight, there's some Batman out there. Really, he may not kill you, but you may wish you were dead.
Right.
Kind of stuff, as opposed to the more campy stuff. And really those first few movies were an evolution of the TV show in a way. As the TV show was just ridiculous. I mean, we were talking about Lost in Space,
right.
Lost in Space earlier, and that really was like Batman Lost in Space is kind of what the TV show was like. And the first movies just were kind of, to me, like if the series had kept going, that's what it would have been. But by 1985 or 6 or whatever, 88, 7, somewhere around there.
Well, I watched quite a bit of the original Batman TV show, and I mean Julie Newmar, Eartha Kitt, Cesar Romero as the Joker. To me, the Joker is Cesar Romero. I mean, always.
Well, yeah, but he was an awesome Joker, though.
Yeah, he was. He was perfect.
But it's Caesar. As in
Cesar.
the salad, not Caesar.
I think it actually was Cesar.
Oh, God.
I have trouble. So,
yeah,
all right.
no shit.
I have problems sometimes. As a comic book salesperson, you mentioned earlier that you've been a collector for years. What is your favorite run of comics line?
Justice League of America
from
DC Comics, in particular from the 1970s. But, well, for everybody who collects, their golden age is when they were 11 or whenever they started collecting.
I could see that.
And so that's when I started collecting, is right around there.
I didn't have access to comic books. I lived in Minot. I don't know that anyone ever took me to a comic book store. There was one somewhere. I just didn't.
See, we didn't have a comic book. It was the drugstore here. Is where you went. So it wasn't like you didn't. I just waited, and my parents were getting something refilled.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep. The drugstores, or sometimes the grocery stores. Also.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm from Southwest North Dakota originally, down by Hettinger and Bowman, and so, but not in those city towns. Mm-hmm. So I had to wait to go to.
Oh yeah, you were really screwed.
Yeah. So,
you probably had to wait a long time to continue reading what you wanted.
So, a lot of the time, no. But I lucked out there. But there were times where I missed an issue, and eventually I had to fill that in.
Well, because it was probably a weekly run into town or something like that to get stuff. So if you were having to wait for that to do it, or if that's what it was. Then.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate you sitting down with us, Dan.
Well,
anything you want to add, or?
Well, no, just thank you and good luck with your podcast.
This is a lot of fun.
I see you're on your second season.
We are on our second season, if you can believe it. Yeah, we're crazy that way, I guess. Well, I didn't even know the first season had ended, and Scott was like, "Oh, we're on our second season." I'm like, "Okay."
It was a new year.
Yeah, we did rebrand. We did completely rebrand and did a new logo. AI did our logo, artificial logo done by artificial intelligence.
Oh, sweet! I told it what I wanted.
Yeah.
Well, it looks very
nice. Scott directed the AI.
Yeah, well, AI did the banner too.
Yeah.
As far as our characters, because that's Nancy over there, and then that's me over there.
Yeah, no, and that I look the best I've ever looked. The AI made me look fantastic.
It has nothing to do with most her face is covered with a hood, but that's all right.
Oh dear. Yeah. Well, didn't you say that you wanted to date the guy on that banner, and that's you?
I think I said something about maybe not throwing out of bed for eating crackers or something. I don't know. Yeah.
All right. Well, gosh,
so it's
Dan,
me. Whatever.
I bet you got to go back to selling comics.
I suppose I do.
We're gonna let you go.
You.
Yeah,
especially if you're having a good day, which is awesome.
Yeah, he's having a good day. It's been a good day at the Comic-Con. Mm-hmm. Except for the glitching in and out power.
So do people come to these because there are such a reduced numbers? Not the word I want to say. Because comic book stores just aren't as prevalent, or places to get comic. Like, they don't have them at drugstores anymore. They don't have them at grocery stores. So you got to find that lone comic book store like what Bismarck has. Mm-hmm. So are people coming to these probably more so also just because there's no more comic book stores left?
I think that's a large part of it, and I think also when there's also a toy and comic show in December, and I think that one really does well for bringing some cross marketing.
Where's that?
That's up at the Elks.
Oh.
Yeah, we'll probably be there. You know, my thing actually is not comics, but it's action figures. I love action figures.
Yeah.
My mom, she'd say, "Oh, those creatures." She called them the creatures. So what is that creature? I'm like, well, you know, that's like my Farscape dolls. And she's like, creatures.
I mean, they are a creature.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Well, hey, Dan, thanks. It looks like you got a customer. So,
Oh, my. Yes.
So I appreciate your time.
Well,
we'll see
thank
you
you.
around.
Well, yes,
okay.
thank you.
Thanks for stopping by.
Yeah.
Nice meeting you,
thanks.
Scott.
You too.
We got a Wookiee here. Did you see the Wookiee? There's a Wookiee.
Wookiee of the
I did
year.
it all for the Wookiee.
Is he making entries in Wikipedia?
Wikipedia.
In Wikipedia.
That's funny. I bet he is hot. It is like in the 90s.
I can't. It is. Well, this says it's 86 degrees outside. I can't imagine.
I know.
Maybe it's air conditioned.
It's hot out. And here, and speaking of hot, my friend Toby has arrived.
It's hot outside.
You're bringing the hot factor to our table here.
How's it going?
It's going great. I put on the headsets and let's.
Gosh, I'm nervous.
Toby promised me if I got finished with season 2 of Yellow Jackets, he'd podcast with me about Yellow Jackets. And
Yes.
guess what? Scott started watching it too.
What are the thoughts so far?
I've watched one episode. I'm done.
You're done? Tell me why.
It's because it's a ripoff of the true story of the American men's soccer team that crashed in the Alps or whatever.
It's true.
Called Alive.
But
And they just I mean, they didn't go hunting each other or come up with some weird kind of
rituals.
island horse shit for who has the conch, you know.
Well,
and
it
what
is
is
really
the
Lord of the
wilderness?
Flies. Like,
It is very Lord of the Flies.
Yeah. So it's like, okay. And it's a bunch of crazy psycho women that are doing it. So that part was very believable.
Which makes it fun, right?
yeah. Talk about frenemies. Frenemies.
Kill each other, bitch. Kill
Well,
the bitch.
but in the first and second episodes, you see how the team is at odds with each other a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So it's already there. You know, they talk about this coming to them, but it was already there a little bit, right?
Yep.
There was rivalry, and there's a best friend, 2 best friends, and one gal was sleeping with the other gal's boyfriend and got knocked up.
Yep.
And then crashes, and then the plane crashes in the wilderness, and she's got to have like a baby in the wilderness. And that didn't work
That's
out so
awesome.
well.
That's awesome.
That was rough. That was a rough episode.
It was.
Yeah.
It was.
So what is?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start building some of those tiger pits around my house. I
There you
think.
go.
There you
Yeah.
go. Yeah.
Especially in the winter.
Well, so one thing I will say, and I did think about this the other day, and I wanted to bring it up to you, Toby, is at the caption of the show, like online, it says like 2 warring clans at, you know, cannibalistic clans of women fighting each other. That's not exactly how it rolls out.
No,
that's not how it rolls
and
out.
maybe in like the 3rd or 4th season, you know, like I think you said that it was going to be renewed for 5 seasons. I think right now it's just, I mean, they're stuck in a cabin together until, you know, the last episode, but they're stuck in a cabin. They're all just kind of trying to survive right now. But I think you alluded to it a couple weeks ago, where you are kind of seeing the people that are following like the mystical sides and people that are following like, no, this is not happening.
Yeah, and I realized a couple episodes into season 2 when we meet Lottie Sr. that they were actually following a cult leader all the time. She became a cult leader. It's like the birth of a cult leader.
Yep.
She's like got schizophrenia and takes meds for it, and then goes off her meds and she's kind of, they're following a nut job, right?
So
they're just following a nut job.
is she the one in the last episode of season 2 then that was trying to get them all to literally drink the Kool-Aid?
Yeah,
Yes.
drinking the Kool-Aid. Yeah,
Yep.
Lottie. Yeah. So
Lottie-dottie in every goddamn body.
yeah,
Sorry, it's an army thing.
It,
I want lottie-dottie in every goddamn body to get their asses over here.
It's but I think what's interesting about the show is we thought in the beginning there was going to be red shirt characters that they would just be like these girls that we don't know much about, and they're just going to red shirt them, they're going to die. Actually, no.
Yep.
Some of them are still hanging out without any character development whatsoever. We're like, what's your name? I don't know your name.
It's true, and you think,
don't know your
okay,
name.
this person's going to die within the next couple episodes, and they're still hanging in strong. And then some of the beloved characters that we're kind of getting to know are like, oh, no, yep, it's not looking good for them. So
right, yeah, like when they're and it didn't look good for one major character at the end of season 2.
No, it did not.
I can't actually spoil that. I won't say which one, but a major character does die at the end of season 2.
Which I was a little bummed about as well.
I was, because she's a good actress, and we don't want to lose one of the 2 good actresses in the show. No, it's not true. They're all good actresses, but Christina Ricci and Juliette Lewis obviously are mainstream actresses, and I mean, I lean towards Christina Ricci. She's really good, and she is good throughout the whole show.
Yep. It is a fun character. She, you never know what to expect from Misty. Like, you don't know if Misty's going to kill someone or try to be their best friend. It's always fun with that character.
Yeah, she has got and then she gets a serial killer kind of boyfriend in the second season.
Yep.
Yeah. Yep. It's Elijah Wood.
Yes.
Yes, he's
so
doing
fun
great.
Character for him.
He's doing great.
Yep.
What I want to touch on Shauna a bit. Man, she's pretty messed up teenager. The teenage version of Shauna does a lot of bad things that actually really impact everybody. Because if she hadn't basically almost killed Lottie, punched her, and then Lottie let her do it, is like we wouldn't have had all that drama with Javi later, and possibly with Natalie.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, so I think the adult version and the younger version are both really, really fun characters, because you get to see this person who is kind of they come across as very well grounded, but then the more you look at it, just very not adjusted correctly, even in adult life versus whichever, but a fun character I like. But you're right, she kind of pivots a lot of the interactions that happen with the cast, so it's kind of been fun.
And I think one of the big allures, and I don't know if you've seen this in the first episode, but one of the allures of this show is what is real and what's not. Because when they unveiled that the mouse wasn't real, that was actually a dead mouse she'd been talking to for months or whatever,
and trying to feed and taking scraps.
What the heck was that mouse? And that's one of the things I like about the show, and that I don't like about the show, is I'm never going to know whether the mouse was ever alive.
Yep.
And it just died because it starved too. Probably there were no crumbs eventually to feed it. Was it ever real? We're not going to know. Yeah, and there's lots of examples of that throughout the show.
So. It was Schrodinger's mouse, wasn't it?
Schrodinger's mouse. We just got in a big to-do over Schrodinger's cat.
Ooh.
She can't wrap her head around the theory.
You can't.
And she's like,
he's trying to explain to me that it might
gonna,
not even ever happen.
And they're actually going to kill a cat? Just for a fuck.
Well, yeah, you'll have to listen to one of our podcasts. What podcast episode is that? The last one? The one that's not out yet?
Yeah.
Well, just edit it all out. If you don't like it, just edit it all out.
No, it's more funny to hear you have a meltdown about a theory. The proposed way a theory would go that hasn't actually ever really needed to be physically done because it's a theory.
And that's why I got a D in physics. I am sure Mr. Liebelt at one point tried to teach me Schrodinger's cat, and I was just like, no, I don't know what's wrong with that situation. So, yeah, I mean, how are they going to stretch 5 seasons out of Yellow Jackets?
It kind of worries me a little bit, because you had the first 2 seasons, and the second season kind of ripped off the Band-Aid a little bit. But I think third season is going to be a little bit more intense, because we're kind of, we ripped the Band-Aid off about the eating the other people. Now it's just kind of that second to last episode where it's all game. Like, they're fully into the ritual. Hey, we're going to play this ritual. Whoever draws this Queen of Hearts card gets 8. So I think this third season is going to be pretty intense. And then, maybe 4th or 5th season, they're gonna show like post-traumatic stress when they do get rescued and how they adjust. And I don't know.
They got some post-traumatic stress, all right.
Yeah.
That comes out in weird ways.
No, that's when you're going to find out they've all been living in purgatory.
Well, yeah. I mean, we all got burned by Lost. We did. We got burned by Lost. What do you think about Thaisa and her split personality?
I'm still trying to figure that one out. So, yes, split personality, and then, Lottie, of course, is like embrace that, inner part of you. And, of course, Lottie is, crazy at times, or you never know if she's a spiritual guide, but I'm still trying to figure out what that split personality does for the character. I mean, they're just absolutely, it's very primal and everything like that. So you almost wonder if she's always had that split personality before the plane crash, or if this is just something where this split personality is helping her survive the wilderness, and now, in her adult life where she's, running for a campaign and she's having some troubles at home, is this split personality coming out again to help deal with that? Or so it's pretty fun in that aspect.
And it's one of those, when Thaisa's on the screen, if you keep watching this, it's one of those fun things to do, to really watch her, because sometimes if she's in front of a mirror and she looks away, the other personality is still in the mirror and looking a different way and looks kind of evil. Like,
it does.
Looks kind of dark.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
They've
neat.
made the evil personality very sinister, but then again, like Lottie was kind of stating, like, it's not necessarily a bad thing, it's just helping you out and you need to listen to it. It's why it's overreacting or acting out.
Right.
But
and Van talks to her about that too. The redheaded friend.
Yes.
Who, man, that wolf scene was actually pretty good.
Yes.
That was pretty gory scene for the show.
It was. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And one thing I'll say,
The bear, it fucking did cocaine.
we've been waiting for that.
A bear did cocaine.
There's a
it's
bear
actually
in
on
the
the
show
watch
too.
list. I haven't got to watch that one yet. It's
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 great.
on Peacock, and I just need to watch it. But
It's really,
You haven't
it's
seen
really
Cocaine
great.
Bear?
I haven't.
Oh,
I've been
My 82-year-old parents have seen it already, for Christ's sakes.
Shoot, yeah.
and liked it.
It's good. You'll have to watch it and then listen to our Cocaine Bear podcast.
That's
fucking awesome.
Yeah, well, that was one of the more fun ones. We did.
I mean, if it beats Sharknado, it's got something. So you never know.
The only reason Sharknado hung on because it was so ridiculous and dumb and bad.
Yep.
And that became the story.
Sadly, I
Cocaine
never
Bear
watched any of the
Bear's
Sharknados either. I know I just need to do a binge-a-thon one weekend and lose a lot of brain cells.
Wow.
But the show with Sharknado, the joke with Sharknado becomes the joke of Sharknado. In Sharknado, they refer to how ridiculous it is.
Yeah.
So.
Well, you just have to watch the first one.
Yeah.
And then watch any of the ones that have the Hoff in it. That's always the Hoff.
Yeah.
So that's kind of fun too.
The one I think number 2 was good. That's the one that started out where they ended up on the airplane. Because the sharks were flying.
Yeah.
In the storm, and somehow or other got busted through the windscreen in the flight deck, and a shark goes flying right down the middle of the aisle.
Well,
so everybody that looks out to the aisle go, "What's going on?" Loses a head. The shark just keeps taking everybody out and goes back. And you're like it because Will Wheaton was one of them that got his head taken off.
Well, so Sharknado is based on, there's an actual weather system that picks like mini storms up from the sea and like swirls them up into the clouds and dumps fish on land. It's an actual weather system. It's freaky and freakinator, and I think that's where they got Sharknado from. Because there's a joke like
you've been on fucking Screen Rant again, haven't you?
No, it's like actually an actual weather system. It's like a meteorologist thing.
Are there really Sharknados?
No, it's Fishnados, not Sharknados.
I was thinking the writers grabbed a fishbowl and pulled out shark and tornado. Like, how do we make this work as a movie? And
I wish I had been in that meeting. I've been in a lot of meetings in my life, but never a real one, good one like that. Like that. That'd be awesome.
That's what you should call it, a real movie or a real meeting.
So what's another? Toby, the two of us watched a show not that long ago that was really good, and I can't remember the name of it, but it was one where they had the really evil husband who was like just a jerk to everybody. What was the name of that show? I can't remember.
You're gonna have to give me more than that. It's a really evil husband that was a jerk to everyone.
Yeah.
And it was a show?
It was like, and one side of it was like a happy sitcom, and then behind closed doors it went dark. It was the real
Kevin can F himself.
Yeah, Kevin can
Yes.
F himself. And that was a super good show that we watched together and we talked about quite a bit.
Yep.
That was dark.
I mean, it was a show that no one has ever really done before. So it was kind of one of those where you start off and you're like, what to expect from this? Because you didn't know if it was going to be a comedy or a dramedy or whatever like that. And it, you know, at the beginning, you're like, okay, this is really great. And then towards the end, it kind of wrapped it up really well. And how, you know, as much as we were getting angry with the main character with some choices and life decisions and stuff like that, it kind of alluded to that. It was like, all right, I kind of get it. So I really liked that show. It was sad it only made it to 2 seasons, but it did really well.
But I'm glad I appreciate now that shows will end things with the normal like story arc instead of like trying to cough up a third weird season or
drag it
fourth.
on.
You know what that's called, don't you, Nancy?
No, what's it called?
Jumping the shark.
Yes, jumping the shark. Jumping the Sharknado. How about?
Yeah.
Well, hey, Toby, is there anything else? Any other shows you want to talk about?
Gosh, well, actually, so here's a question for the group. What, if anything, would you guys bring back
42
as a TV show?
Oh, Jump the Shark.
Sci-fi show or any TV show that you guys
I
could
think
renew.
you said 42, right?
Well, it's the answer to everything.
42 is the answer to everything.
Yeah. Yep, and you got to give people a towel, right?
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Oh, that's an excellent question.
Yeah.
So
The Travelers
The Travelers. Okay.
from Netflix.
Yeah.
and
Would
that-
you want a renew or would you want a revamp of it?
Continuation.
Continuation.
I mean,
Alright.
if that's what you're. Oh wait.
Yeah.
What was the original question?
Well, renew or revamp.
Because the characters that were in it were perfect.
We're awesome. Yep.
Did you ever see it?
No, I haven't saw that one
Oh,
yet.
I think they squeaked like 3 seasons out of it.
Okay.
And it was because it was so. You saw Travelers, didn't you?
No, I never watched it.
The one with Will and Grace, whatever, the guys, the timey-wimey people? I thought you did.
No,
Eric
Oh, my God.
McCormick, right?
Yeah, Eric McCormick.
Yeah, Eric McCormick.
And then almost like everybody else, I think, was a nobody as far as anything I'd ever seen before. But such an original, just an original story.
Yeah. I'll have to look into that one.
It's really good.
So, for me, it actually did happen. It was Quantum Leap.
Nice.
But I couldn't even
change time and occupied somebody else's body.
I couldn't even get through the first episode. I was so angry at what they did. So it wasn't good for me. The reboot wasn't good for me.
You know, I hate to
I don't think that was his
myself,
question.
but I mean that's a fair question though. To say like no, that was a fair
wasn't
question.
your question. What show would you have rebooted if you could have it done?
Well, you kind
But someone did it, and that's
Yeah.
what you're thinking. Okay.
No, you talked about a reboot that you didn't like instead of what show would you like to be rebooted or brought back.
Okay. Well,
And Days of Our Lives doesn't count.
It's not still running. Days of Our Lives doesn't need to be rebooted because it's still running. But I'm okay. So if I'll think of a different answer, Toby, you say what your answer.
Oh
is.
man, so at the end of the day, and
If you ask a question, you got to be able to have
it's
your own
true. It's
answer.
true. It's actually Buffy the Vampire Slayer. I would have that continued in a heartbeat.
Yes.
Yep.
And there's been talk of them doing it, but they haven't.
Yeah, but not as a reboot. I'd want either the original cast or I'd want to do something where it's like the other chosen Slayers throughout history or whatever like that, where you have kind of like an anthology series is what I would
A
want.
prequel would be good.
A prequel.
Why does
Yeah.
everybody want to do prequels?
I want a prequel.
You know
of
what I mean?
Buffy.
I mean, that causes more problems. It's because of prequels, really, that this podcast started. So never mind. Prequels are awesome. Well, because they always fuck something up in a prequel,
You could
and
do
people get
prequels
pissed.
or sequels. You can have one season as a prequel and the next
Well,
season
that's
as a
true.
sequel.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
what you call it on FX.
American
Horror Story.
Yep, and that's exactly what I was thinking would be kind of fun with that. Yep.
Wow.
And originally, that's what they were talking about, the reboot, or you will, or rebirth of Star Trek. originally that was what's his name's idea that created it on Discovery, that they were going to have that be an anthology. And that's why, his name is still was on the last. Every time you watch it, his name is still on there. What the hell's his name? Isn't it not Buffy, but I think he did, Space Cowboys.
Space Cowboys? Serenity?
Yeah. Serenity, yeah.
Oh, Joss Whedon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I have it. American Gothic.
Oh, man, I can't believe you said that. I don't think you and I have ever chatted about that.
I love that show.
I was little, and my parents used to not let me watch that. But
Wow,
I
it
used to
was a
sneak
little
up
dark.
and watch that, and it was a little dark. But oh man, that was a fun show.
Do you know
I don't think I've ever seen it.
the child on that show
Caleb, yeah.
grew up as an adult and is on that show with
CSI New Orleans.
Yes, CSI New Orleans with my favorite with Sam
Scott
Beckett,
Bakula.
Scott Bakula from Quantum Leap. So it all ties in.
I thought you were going to say grew up
in.
to be the monkey and Nope.
No. What? That was rude.
What's the name of the show? I've never heard of
American
it.
Gothic.
American Gothic.
So it's a premise on this little kid who, this sheriff in this town is actually like literally the devil.
He's like the devil, like Lucifer, yeah.
And his sister ends up dying, and she comes back as an angel. So it's like this weird southern town, and it's a battle of good versus evil, and it was really fun. It was I wouldn't
Lucas
mind
Black.
Yeah, Lucas Black. Yeah. That is the actor that went on to CSI New Orleans.
Yeah, he's been a bunch of stuff. Oh, Gary Cole.
Yeah, Gary Cole is awesome. I love Gary Cole.
Sarah Paulson.
Actor.
Sarah Paulson.
Yeah.
That's a little prophecy there.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think American Gothic, if it had been made now, would have done much better than when it was running.
Oh, wait a minute. I think I do know what this is.
Yeah, do you remember watching it?
Oh, wait a minute. No, I didn't.
No,
it was back in the 90s. I was thinking it was something else.
It was a good show.
So there's American Gothic TV series 1995 to 1998. And then there's American Gothic TV series 2016.
And that had nothing to do with the first series. Yep. The new American Gothic 2016 was a completely something different.
Oh, maybe they got this all screwed up because they've got Lucas Black in the original one.
That was the 90s.
But they've got Gary Cole, Sarah Paulson. Yeah, Lucas Black. They've got all these in the. It's all fucked up because it says 1995 to 1998 and it has all this old stuff, but then it has like all the same actors that are listed in the other one too.
Gotcha.
So in other words, surprise, IMDb is jacked up.
And Scott is gonna love this, absolutely love this. But I think another good reboot would be V.
Even after, reboot V and then still.
Oh yeah,
another
just keep
reboot?
making it until
Just
the end
keep
of
it
time because I love that. I love that show.
Speaking of V, I wouldn't mind Earth Final Conflict coming
back. Oh
back.
yeah, that was a good one.
Holy there's a
that
dive.
was a good one.
It was a dive, but
I mean, no, there's a deep dive into.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah.
Because there was even another Gene Roddenberry one that was on for a while. And I'm not talking about the one that, let's say the Hulk was in.
Andromeda?
Yeah, not Andromeda. There was another one because it was the same thing, and it was with aliens. There was ones where aliens moved to Earth and they turned into cops.
Oh,
I'm trying to think what.
I know that show.
But it was another one. And
help yourself, ma'am. Yep, free flowers.
And the QR code goes to our podcast.
We're live casting right now. We're talking to Wonder Woman. She's at our booth. It's amazing. Yeah. So you're talking about a show that was way back in like the late 80s, and it was Alien Nation is what you're talking about.
Oh.
Alien Nation. Aliens crash land on Earth. They have nowhere to go. Their planet's been destroyed. And so they merge in with society. And so the show centers around a cop shop in California, and one of the cops
the one
is an alien.
The one I was thinking about was Earth Final Conflict.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Earth Final Conflict. That's good. That's a good show, too.
Are you high?
Yeah, I thought you were talking about Alien Nation.
No, Earth Final Conflict you thought was good?
I thought so.
I liked Earth Final Conflict.
Did you?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
maybe it is me.
For what it was worth at the time, it was good, I thought. So I wouldn't mind seeing.
We were
it
pretty.
renewed for
I'll tell
more
you
special
this: there was a
effects.
time where we were pretty hungry for science fiction because there just wasn't on a lot, and so we were watching anything and loving it, even if it wasn't that good.
I actually have to apologize because it wasn't a Gene Roddenberry show. It was a Shatner show. It's what it is. I forgot. Tech War.
Oh.
That's the one that I was.
Okay.
I don't know if I watched Tech War.
I think Earth Final Conflict, if I remember right, was very much along the lines of V, as far as it's.
Yeah.
It's
aliens come to the planet. They promise peace.
I mean, and how well it was
not
produced and all that kind of
much.
stuff is what I'm talking. I mean, it was Andromeda Strain, Andromeda. I mean, that same kind of production level.
Yep.
stuff.
How about?
Yeah, but Tech War was like Shatner wrote that together in his fucking bathroom.
How about
on the toilet.
Cleopatra 2525?
It's been. I always forget about that one.
Is that like on Cartoon Network or what?
No, it was pretty. It was on syndicated. It was a syndicated show, so it was like on Sunday nights at 11:30.
Yep.
Every Sunday at 11:30.
Yep.
Along with it would probably follow Xena most likely.
Yep.
It would be like Hercules, Xena, Cleopatra 2525, and then infomercials.
I'm really surprised that you didn't pick like Lex.
Oh, I love Lex.
Or
never watched that one yet.
Or
oh, Lex is crazy.
Sure, what was the one with what's his name that
Farscape?
Yeah, thank you. I was going to say what's her name? Black. I could only remember her last name.
Claudia Black.
Claudia Black.
Yeah. So
or that or Farscape.
Oh, I love Farscape, but I don't know. I mean, it's like what do you really want to be rebooted? And I said the ones I really wanted.
What?
So
No.
yeah, I mean Farscape had kind of I think a natural end, and Lex.
It did.
Lex is interesting because there's a series of movies before the Lex series came out, and they have different casts. And it's really different.
Just as long as it's not Babylon 5.
Oh, and they are rebooting Babylon 5.
No way.
Yes, they are. Mm-hmm. I'm excited. I'm excited. That's not true.
It is. Yes, it is.
No. No.
Yow.
No.
I bet you it is. Oh wait, no, that's where they're doing Battlestar Galactica. It's Peacock.
Well, I don't think
Are they renewing that as well?
They're reimagining the reimagination of it.
there's going to be an alien series.
Well,
too.
supposedly it's going to be. I don't know if they're not referencing the good Battlestar Galactica or if it's supposed to, be a back to the kind of like what's his name, Apollo, when he was trying to resurrect it the first time around too. It was an exact continuation of it. Supposedly it's going to be a reboot of the first one, the same way Ronald Moore's was a reboot of the first one. So not that those two universes will be connected, but they both tie back to the same source.
Yeah,
it's going to be kind of weird. Well, I don't know. Maybe they're going to make it a little edgier since it's on Peacock. Now that I think about it, I mean, because NBC owns Sci-Fi, which did Battlestar, and so since NBC is Peacock, maybe they're gonna swing for the fences and try to make it. That'd be kind of cool if they tried to make it like their Star Trek.
That would be neat.
On their streaming platform where they can get away with more shit.
Well, I got Toby sucked into Mrs. Davis.
Yep, watched it last weekend in almost one sitting. So it was
a
pretty
fun
good.
show. It was so fun.
It was. I really had to push myself to get through the second episode.
But once you got through it, it was fine.
Yeah, I can't remember. There was something in the third episode. God, somebody must have said something like the total smart ass, and I was like, okay, I can engage with this show.
It was probably JQ.
But I'm dead serious about the fact that it was literally like, something snapped in my little brain and went, okay, keep watching.
Yeah, it was
something in the third episode. I was like, I think I might. All right, let's give it a go.
Such smart writing. It was the smartest. It was just a smart show, and I have never wanted to go to Buffalo Wild Wings more than after.
It's true. And you're like, I could really go for wings right now.
Except it's not in their manual.
I don't want wings. I don't want a expiration date. But I had like a real good bucket of wings.
It was very good writing when you consider the allegories and the synonyms and the synonyms and the simians and
Similes.
all the things that are alike and the things that are good on toast with sugar.
I can't give
seriously,
you too much crap. I can't hardly say a couple words right in any given day anymore. I'm losing functionality, that's for sure.
But it was written well with all the little talkbacks or takebacks to itself within the episode. You know what I mean?
It was very smart. Very smart show.
I'll give you that.
Yeah. Well, how about anything else? You came up with some really good conversation starters. You got any more?
Oh, gosh.
Any more up there in those headphones?
Not that I can think of. I mean, I love like the sci-fi TV series and stuff like that, and of course sci-fi movies, which you and I have talked about for hours upon seeing them. But yeah,
we've gone to a lot of movies together.
We have.
Wow.
We have.
We'll have to get
don't
back
you go to one every week?
We used to, but then Toby moved away for a while. He's back
that's right.
now. We got to get back
that
on the horse.
That guy took a traveling job and was just like, all right.
We're going to get back on that horse that Tuesday night. It's gone up $1, though, since you left.
What's up with that? First, the dollar store, $1.25, and now it's no longer
it's a
$5 movie night. It's $6 movie night.
Oh, and get this. So I'm not – I love our movie theater. We have an amazing movie theater here. We do. But – a price of a candy bar now at the movie theater is $5. It is $5 for a Butterfinger.
But concessions are the only thing that they make their money off of.
I don't know.
And if going to Walmart used to cost, $40 or $50 with the number of bags, now you go there and it's like freaking $75, and that's at Walmart, for Christ's sakes.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised that your candy bar went up by,
No,
whatever.
it just doesn't feel right to spend that much money on a Butterfinger. I don't think that's a good investment of my.
You could do what we did
Which
when
is
we
okay.
were kids.
We splurge afterwards with those amazing nachos that we
That's true. We get nachos. We get some good. We have some good times. We'll have to find a movie in the near future. And,
absolutely.
And we'll definitely, you can come back and do another podcast with us.
Oh, I appreciate that.
In the studio. Podcast.
I'm excited.
We need to have something to talk about, though.
Well, we always have something to talk about. It's whether he likes it or not, which is the problem.
Yeah, I'm the problem.
I would say sometimes guest stars take the heat off of me. So,
well, thank you guys so much for having me. It's great to be here. Looks like some fun vendors. So.
Oh my gosh! Awesome. I dropped as soon as I walked in. $50. I did get 3 things, so.
Who knows? Maybe in 10 years this will be the new Comic-Con in San Diego.
Maybe. I don't know.
That's a mean thing to say.
It would have been. I think it would have been really fun if they'd had a costume contest. Mm-hmm. There's been a lot of costumes walking in. It would have been fun.
Well, I did, because we were talking about how this shouldn't be called a Comic-Con, and this isn't. This is just a little. Nothing mean, just a little constructive criticism for what it's called. Because it's really, what did we say it was?
Scott spent about an hour trying to rename the Comic-Con that isn't ours.
Oh, no, I gave up and I just asked ChatGPT to do it. GPT to do it.
Jeez.
So it was.
Oh, boy.
Well, no, because we were trying to figure out kind of what it actually really was, and we came up with that it was like a flea market, really. I mean, the way this is, and not in a bad, I mean, as soon as I said flea market, she goes out the fucking deep end, like I call her a dirty whore or something like that. And
well,
I'm like, that's not a bad
craft show.
Yeah, I used to love going to the LA flea market every weekend. You know why? Because it was freaking cool. They had all kinds of cool shit there. Flea market's not a bad thing.
That's a good thing. Mm-hmm.
Knowing that this is not a Comic-Con, I asked. Oh, well, let me go back to the first question. No, that one sucks. All right, let's go to the second one. I said, what are 5 science fiction topics that rhyme with flea market?
Oh no. What did Mrs. Davis say?
A couple of them were good. Well,
can we proxy?
The first one's trash. It's Time Warp Circuit. I'm like, whatever. But Quantum Sparket.
We're at a Quantum Sparket. Okay.
Join us for the Quantum Sparket, which is a hypothetical phenomenon where quantum particles interact and generate bursts of energy, blah, blah, blah. Then there's the Stellar Market, a space-based trading hub where various alien species converge to exchange goods, technology, and knowledge.
I can see that.
Or the Nebula Bazaar.
Ooh, we got Nebula for our scavenger hunt.
So Stellar Market was the first one. Time Sparket.
Time Sparket.
Nano Market.
Yeah.
Beam
Market.
Circuit, Space Target.
Ah.
I love Space Target. Or Mind Market. Actually, fuck Target right now. Sorry, guys. You guys, Target, you guys fucking choked. You guys, God.
Don't call the Target gods on us. Come on.
What a bunch. I am fucking disappointed in Target right now. What a bunch of fucking cowards.
What happened with Target?
They're literally pulling out.
merchandise.
At first, they would like pushed a lot of the Pride stuff to the back of the stores because the righty whack of fucking doodles have lost their shit and record themselves inside the stores, threatening to destroy the merchandise and everything. Yeah, so they put a bunch of Pride stuff in the back of their moved to the back of the store, and now they're actually pulling it.
No, that's too bad.
That's cowardly, is what it is.
That's what I said. Fucking cowards.
Yeah, Target Core is large enough and strong enough that they can deal. They can deal
security guard with mace.
Yeah, they can deal.
And there were other stores that were threatened by these fucking idiots too. And you know what they did? They stood their ground.
Yeah.
And then surprising enough, the big bully with no teeth backed away.
What?
These idiots, that do the threatening to trash the place. When the other stores stood their ground and said, "No, we're not caving. Whatever. Come on in and try to fuck us up." Guess what? Nothing happened.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Target shouldn't have caved. They shouldn't have.
Too bad.
But I don't,
And because I love Target.
Yeah. Well, are you going to go to Walmart now?
It depends on. I always break it up.
Our options are limited.
No. I mean, I always bounce back and forth between the two of them anyway.
Well, let me tell you, the biggest loss was the big.
I'm hopeful they're gonna
I was so sad when we lost Kmart. Kmart was my place.
Really?
Yeah, I love Kmart.
I can see that.
Yes.
You kind of have that Kmart complexion.
Thank you. It's called porcelain.
It's called 35-year-old white linoleum floors.
I think Toby is getting really uncomfortable and would like to leave. Yeah, I'm getting that vibe like mommy and daddy are fighting. I gotta go. I'm gonna leave now.
That statement is so wrong on for so many reasons.
Anyway, thank you guys for having me. It's
thanks so much for talking about Yellow Jackets.
Of course.
I feel like we've come to the end of that road now. We got to find a different show, right?
It's true.
We'll pick something out.
Okay.
We'll have you back.
We'll start in the search. All right.
Okay.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah, have a good day.
Bye.
Bye. Gonna end on porcelain.
Like the toilet.
Oh, no.
Okay, we're going.
All right. Okay, we're back. I went and I snagged my friend Tim here, who is with,
I'm with True North Theater here in Bismarck.
And I have seen some wonderful shows at True North. A lot of fun. And you guys always make the best cookies, too.
Yeah, we get really spoiled. We have some really awesome helpers who do that for us. So
yeah, tell us a little bit about the origins.
City Bank, huh?
I wish you could do that. I mean, they are one of our sponsors, so yeah.
There you go.
But no, unfortunately, they're not the Gate City cookies, but they are actually even better because they have our logo and a special frosting on them.
Yeah, they're good. Tell us a little bit about the origins of True North, because it's relatively new, right?
This is season 6. Originally, this year was season title was going to be like season 6. Yeah, we're surprised too.
That's funny. That's good.
But we started. Let's see here. 2018 or so. I sat down with my friend John, and we were like, we view theater like we view ice cream. Everybody loves ice cream, right? Unless they're lactose intolerant, and then they can. That's a different story. Let's not. My son pointed that out to me the other day, and I was just like, you need to stop. I get it. You're 17. You feel the need to be right, but you need to stop.
Oh my! You're too young to have a son. 17. You look too young.
I turned 40 on the 26th of April. So
40, all right. You look 25. Tim, you look 25.
Well, I thank you.
Oh, to be 40 again.
Yeah.
Right?
My knees would love to be 40 again.
Okay.
So basically, we're like, theater is a lot like ice cream. Everybody loves ice cream. Most people love theater, and you can't have too much of it because that's the really cool thing is the way I see the world may not be the way somebody else sees it, and vice versa. And that's kind of what the whole theatrical experience is about. I mean, do we need to pause for a refreshment break? Is that this?
No, we're getting a delivery here. We keep rolling. Keep rolling.
No. I mean, that looks fantastic.
Yeah. This is when you should take advantage of the bar at the AmVets.
I'm on the clock, so I can't.
You're too good. We're apparently not.
I mean, I'm not telling anyone.
Okay.
Just, our listeners.
Since it's my own clock, I'm not so worried.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
But a good analogy there with ice cream.
Right.
I like that.
So we just kind of started talking about how, like, our goal is to do a little bit smaller shows, a little bit more intimate, and different shows that you're not necessarily going to see at a larger playhouse. Like, we just did a show called Boom. Did you?
I didn't. Yeah. I didn't get to see it. It looked really good. It looked good.
The whole premise is a guy puts out a Craigslist ad. You remember Craigslist before?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They had that NSA section, right? Just the casual encounter section. He puts up an ad in there.
I was trying not to admit that I knew about it, but yes, that's why I was.
I was to say that strange color pink in your cheeks. I mean,
I'm sitting here going, I have no idea what you're talking about.
No idea. No, never. But so he puts this ad out, promising a night to change your world.
Okay. Yeah.
And this girl responds, and then she shows up, and it's just him. And she's like, so what's the plan? And he's like, well, I think the world's going to end. So I don't want you to die. And so you should just hang out with me here. And she's like, okay, later, got to go. You're weird. Mm-hmm. And then the world ends.
Oh, whoa. Woo,
that sounds like a TV show that,
right?
Or another movie that was
similar.
Mm-hmm. Wasn't there one with what's his name from The Office?
Steve Carell, yeah, Friend for the End of the World.
Yeah. That's what I was saying.
Yep, very much the same sort of thing. But amidst all of this, he had promised all of these things, and he's like, oh, by the way, I'm gay, and we need to now figure out how we're going to repopulate the earth.
Oh, wow.
So what do you do in that situation?
Yeah. Who's in your cast for this?
It was Shaylee Myers, who I had the pleasure of working with about 10 years ago at Bismarck State College, and she was fantastic. And then Rob Sadness.
Oh, Rob is great.
And this was just, I read it, and I talked about it with the board. I was like, so I want to do this show, but the only way I can see it working is if Rob Sadness actually auditions.
Oh, nice, yeah.
And so Rob comes in and he reads it and he's like, I really think I want to be a part of this show.
Oh, good.
And I'm like, oh, thank God.
Rob's fantastic.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of who I know with that name. I think she's passed away. Used to go to my church.
Well, that's dark.
Well, no, it was just because it's a very unique name.
It is. It's a very...
And I was just, for just a moment, I'm like, oh, I know. And I'm like, oh, wait a minute. Never mind.
Well,
and you had an evening out, like a dinner out
we had a dinner. We had a dinner theater. That went really actually pretty good. First time out, I think we had about a dozen couples that took advantage of it. But once again, when we only seat about 50 people, that's a good chunk of people.
That is a good chunk.
Yeah.
It was a dinner and show kind of thing?
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
And that was really fun. And it's one of those things of, we like to do shows that are, this is just a two-person cast, right?
Right.
So we like to do shows that we can sit there and really work with them and talk with them and work kind of as a team to create this, right? Because I think a lot of times when you have these large, huge shows, which I love huge shows.
You lose something on huge shows.
Well, you don't get to have that one-on-one, repartee. And that's what makes, I think, a lot of times these smaller, more intimate shows mean more to these people. And to me as an actor, at least, when someone's like, hey, here's a book for a show that's 2 hours, and it's you and one other person. Yeah. It's a challenge.
And you obviously got to have well-matched actors because the chemistry has to be there with two-person, three-person shows, right?
And and so it's a thing of like, it's not just chemistry. It's working as almost like a fine oiled machine is the best way I can think of it.
That's what's starting to happen between Scott and I. We're just
What, you realized you're an old machine?
Yeah, I mean, oh, this is what I'm talking about, though. We have this banter.
The candor and the banter.
Yeah.
I mean, the candor and the banter is needed. I mean,
yeah, it is.
You know, I'd be lost without my banter from my executive director. She is both able to call me out on my own BS and also lift me up when I know when I need help. So that's a good deal.
I don't know that we've achieved either of those things you just said.
That sounds like.
Well, I mean, you guys
sounds like splendor to me.
I mean, you're on the right track. You're at least both wearing shirts that have to do with the Wrath of Khan.
They might be different perspectives.
They are, but I mean, it's that yin to the yang thing, you know?
Yeah, totally. So
or
tell
the
us,
yin to the yawn.
Yin to the yawn. Oh,
Nice.
yeah.
But I don't have my.
We don't have the little drum
And I'm
sticks.
not
We
gonna-
used to
I'm
have
not
a
gonna-
sound effect.
I'm not going to push the buttons because I don't know what I got
The
in there right now.
buttons got cool.
It's all cocaine bear.
I want you to talk about the next production and when people can see it and what it is.
Because I'd never heard of you until she said, I'm going to go get my friend who has this theater.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh.
And that's
okay.
one of the things we wanted to do today was get words out about people's
absolutely,
events.
absolutely. Yeah, if you're near a computer, look up True North Theater. If you just type in TRUNORTH, it should pop up the rest. And because we like to believe we're fancy, we use the old English spelling with the RE instead of the ER at the end of theater.
Ah, okay.
Oh, well, you mean a theater.
Yeah, the theater.
Hey, it's good you brought that up. A lot of people don't know why there's differences.
Right, and I mean, one is the
Right.
place that you actually go and view something, and the other one is the actual act of putting on a show. So,
yeah.
I did not know that.
I had to go to grad school to learn that. So,
Mr. Fancy Pants.
no, it's honestly, I slept through English. I slept through a lot of my history classes.
So you're saying one is
I'm
a
sorry,
verb.
Jarvis.
You're saying one is a verb.
Yep.
Which
Yeah.
one? Theater or theater?
Yes.
That's awesome.
I had no idea. I did not know that.
But this
That's
next
interesting.
show is about dogs.
Yeah, it's called Go Dog Go. It's based on the P.D. Eastman children's book. P.D. Eastman was originally from New York, I believe, but he spent some time in the Midwest, especially I think in like the Minnesota area.
Mm-hmm.
And so one of the things that we try to do is do shows that reflect the people, places, and but because of that, we found that the Children's Theater of Minnesota actually had this show, and it was written by Stephen Dietz and a couple of other award-winning writers. For those of you who don't know who Stephen Dietz is, he wrote the fantastic Sherlock show that Gandalf, what's his name?
I don't know.
Ian
McKellen. Yeah. X-Men.
Yeah, Ian McKellen was in this amazing show that he wrote about Sherlock Holmes, Finding Holmes, I believe it's called.
I've heard of that.
Yeah, the movie's fantastic. Highly recommend it.
I think I've seen it. It sounds familiar.
Yeah,
And I really feel like I've seen it.
So, anyways,
I'll have to Googleize it.
He's a Minneapolis native, so it just kind of fell into place. I was like, hey, this is a fun little show. We have 3 very talented actors who are handling all. It's very much a circus sort of performance. You have an announcer dog, and then all the other characters are doing all of the things from within the book. It's really a very cute little kid show. Plus,
what breed of dogs?
well, I mean, clearly because I'm biased, they're blue heelers.
Oh, okay.
They're blue heelers and red heelers.
Wow.
And that's because I do have a blue heeler and a red heeler.
Oh, there you go. They're great dogs. They're fantastic.
They are. They're too smart.
We're dog people.
Mm-hmm.
Scott has pitties.
Oh, I love pitties.
2 pits.
And I'm a
Little girls.
Shepweiler.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Raven.
Our little boys are named Pax and Bear. We named the first one Pax because it's Latin for silence, because he didn't bark for the first 3 months we had him.
Oh, wow.
And then we took him over to our friend's house who had a pitty, and the pitty taught him how to bark.
Pits are good at barking. They're very good at barking.
Yeah, they're pretty
And so
fun.
now, anytime Pax is excited, he barks. Anytime he's scared, he barks. Anytime he just wants attention, he barks.
Yeah, it's a.
Yeah, so I adopted my dog 2 years ago now, and the first time She didn't. I heard her. She didn't bark. She brayed like a bloodhound.
Oh, really?
And it's the deepest, bassest voice. It's really funny.
That is funny.
Everybody thinks she's a male dog because she
Yeah.
sounds like a male dog.
Which makes sense.
Yeah.
But, and so Pax was actually the smallest pup of that. Ashley's staring at me. Ashley's our executive director. So he was actually the smallest pup in that group, and so he was like maybe, I don't know, he was like 5-6 pounds when we got him, and now he's like 20 pounds. So we take him to go get Bear, and Bear is just this bowling ball, like 8 or 9 pound pup who just jumps out and just totally not afraid of him. We're out at the farm, and this little roly poly thing jumps out, barks at him, starts playing with him, and then wanders over into the bullpen because there are other animals over there, which could hurt me.
Oh,
you gotta go check
so you're
it out.
kind of on a farm.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, he was on a farm when we found him. Yeah, when we got him. So.
Well, thanks for sharing that. I appreciate that. Was fun.
Absolutely, yeah.
Get to know about your dogs. And so let's wrap up I always like to bring in a show or something because you said earlier you watch a lot, probably the same things we do.
Oh, I'm super nerdy. Yes.
What is going on in your world right now? What are you watching?
What's in your playlist?
Yeah.
Oh,
honestly, right now,
it's terrible.
Normally, Doctor Who would be my go-to, but that's not my thing right now. Honestly, I've been so busy with everything that I've been doing for the company that I haven't really had a lot of time to watch.
That makes
but I
sense
read
to
a
me.
fantastic play about comics.
Oh.
Fantastic play called King Kirby. And it's about Jack Kirby's life. It's just I try to explain it to like theater people who aren't comic people, and they're like, "Oh, that's
I'm probably
cool."
giving you that look right now
No,
because
it's okay.
I don't really know that.
But if I had to choose something that I'm probably the most excited for, I would say honestly, I'm probably the most excited right now over the new Spider-Man cartoon.
Oh, sure. I've heard those are good.
Oh, have you not seen them?
I haven't. And you know what's sad is I think Nicolas Cage is a voice in the first one.
He's hilarious.
No, I need to watch that then.
He does not understand what a Rubik's Cube is.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Speaking of that, what did you think of him as Dracula?
Well, Scott and I went to Renfield and we did a podcast about it, and I absolutely loved him. I thought he looked like an amazing Dracula.
Yeah.
I thought it was good. Yeah. The movie, I didn't think the dynamics between Awkwafina and Renfield were strong enough to merit like a romance. I didn't like that part.
Yeah, you're not the only one who said that.
Yeah, that wasn't working. But Cage was working as,
Yeah.
and you tell me what you didn't like about it because he hates Nicolas Cage. So.
Yeah, I thought it was the fact that he was in the movie, if I remember.
Oh, jeez. It was the teeth. You didn't like the teeth. The teeth were a little bit much.
The teeth were too much.
Because, I mean, like,
it's not that I didn't like them as prosthetic sci-fi bad villain teeth. They were cool.
Right.
But they weren't Dracula teeth. Or they weren't vampire teeth.
Okay.
Yeah.
They were more like a wraith or
looked like a
some
piranha
kinda,
mouth.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's what a lot of people have
some other
said.
screaming banshee kind of thing is what just not, And I was good when True Blood moved which teeth it was.
The incisor things
that
popping
did
in and out. Yeah.
because instead of the canines, they made them the front second incisor, right? And I was okay with that. They changed that. That's fine. But it wasn't a mouthful of them.
All right, so here's the big question: what is your favorite Who is your favorite vampire then? Which one?
You mean like an actor that played a vampire?
No, just in general.
I got one here. We'll let Scott roll out with this.
Wow. Because I have to go back and think because there's been things that are on that you didn't realize had vampires in them that are vampires.
Yeah.
I must have thrown me through a Christopher Walken wow.
Yeah.
If you got one in the chamber, go for it because I have to think about it for a sec.
It'll be Frank Langella for me all the way, all the way. Because I was younger, probably a teenage girl, and I really fell
late
for
70s?
him. I really fell for him. Like hook, line, and sinker. He was handsome vampire, and I liked it.
What was I don't know who he is.
Frank Langella. He played Dracula, like in the movie Dracula.
Oh, okay, so your
Dracula
favorite
78 or so.
So your favorite vampire is still Dracula. just a different Dracula.
Yeah, I guess if you look.
Okay.
Yeah, Bram Stoker's Dracula
Because
incarnation.
I was jumping into, my favorite Dracula is, I can't remember the name of the movie.
Dracula?
No, excuse me. My favorite. Did I say Dracula? My favorite vampire. Because that's what you asked me.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It came out like 5 years ago or something. It's not one of the Christians that's in it. I'm trying to remember the name of the stupid movie.
It's Twilight, isn't it?
No, and it's
Does it have the Skarsgård in it?
Skarsgård.
No, I don't believe so. I don't believe so.
That's funny. That's a good one.
It's an actor that has done.
You like True Blood? Well, how about you? Tell me.
I'm such a nerd. I love Nosferatu, the 1922 silent film.
Sure.
That started it all, and I'm actually even a sucker for Bela Lugosi in the original.
Mm-hmm.
I love David Tennant and all of them in Fright Night. He's not the vampire. But
Chris Sarandon's the vampire in Fright Night. Yeah.
Yep. And I even love like that sort of, when it's going to be cheesy and kind of schlock, as long as you're in for it and you know you're there to have a good time. I love stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But no, just vampire films don't normally cause me nightmares. But I saw Nosferatu at film school.
Yeah, that is scary. It is
that
scary.
movie terrified me.
It's a monster.
Yeah.
because other versions of Dracula or vampires are usually romanticized.
Right.
Yeah.
And here they just went full out that he's just this demon beast. I mean, if I had to choose like best looking vampire, Aaliyah from
of course.
What was it? The bad sequel to Interview with a Vampire.
Right, which is
Queen of the Damned.
Queen of the Damned, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking for a second there that one where it's a different actress. Selma Hayek is in that movie.
Dusk Till Dawn.
Yes,
yeah.
Dusk Till Dawn is a good vampire movie.
Yeah, that is. That's a fun vampire movie.
That's a good one.
Yeah. George Clooney.
Oh, yeah.
Quentin Tarantino.
Yeah. Did you cough it up there, bud?
I cannot find it. I cannot flip and find it.
Well, and then, there's the whole...
And just so you know, it's not Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter.
Oh, that's a great movie.
Oh, dude,
though.
that's a great book. That book is fantastic.
It is. It's a good one.
I thought it was a funny movie, but God, one of these days I hope I remember what it was.
Well, you're finding that. We're gonna follow up quick because I imagine you got to get back to your booth here.
I got somebody watching it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, keep talking then.
All right.
Favorite Doctor Who?
Man, that's such a hard choice. Like, I grew up with Tom Baker.
Yeah, me too.
Tom Baker's my guy. Like, when I think of clever
jelly babies.
Well, not. Yeah, I mean the jelly babies, obviously, but the intergalactic bumbling hobo.
Right. That's a good way to put it. That's amazing.
And I mean, but also so much of that has to do with Douglas Adams writing for him.
Mm-hmm. Oh, wow. I didn't know that. I did not know that.
You should read
cool.
Douglas Adams' books that he wrote right after, because he wrote a book called Dirk Gently's Holistic Detective Agency.
Sure.
And it's very much a cover-up of The Doctor.
Oh.
It's written from scripts that were rejected for Doctor Who.
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah, it's really fun.
They make a show on that?
They did, and it's terrible.
Yeah, I saw that show. They canceled it pretty early, didn't they? Yeah.
I shouldn't say it's terrible. It's if you're expecting it to be as good as the book, I mean, nothing is going to be as good as Douglas Adams' writing.
No.
But
yes, I'm a big Peter Davison fan.
Really?
Yes.
Why Peter Davison?
Again, young girl. Attracted to him. It was just like he was like supposed to be the youngest, and kind of they were trying to suck in an audience based on his looks,
right? And I totally
his
get
talent.
that.
Yeah.
I mean, Davison was nice. I love Tennant. I mean, Tennant holds a special place in a lot of people's hearts just because he kind of saved the series.
Yeah. For me, if on the new Doctors.
Yep.
Eccleston was my favorite.
Eccleston, I love Eccleston.
Or is it Eccleston?
Eccleston,
okay.
Christopher Eccleston. Just
I can't pronounce
that sort
right.
of.
No. Say falafel.
No. That's an inside joke.
But if we're talking,
it's not inside at all. It's on It's on a fucking episode.
I say it wrong like 12
times. There's nothing inside about it.
Okay, fine.
So,
Yeah, well, I was sad that he only did the one season because him and his chemistry with Rose, that was so palpable. I loved it.
I loved that.
And that's where it started with Rose. I mean, that was the beginning of Rose.
Yep. And I mean, I'm sorry to say it, but Jenna Coleman, everyone who followed after that was just like, no. Until we got to Amy.
Mm-hmm.
I liked Amy.
You're not an Amy fan?
Really?
I just disagree with how long it took to have somebody that was worthwhile.
I mean, River Song's great. I love River Song. Don't get me started. But
she's like almost over. Yeah, she's. I mean, I love
River definitely is.
For me, it was Dr. Donna.
Oh.
Yeah, I like Dr. Donna, but I love the fact. I love the fact that they were just good friends.
Yeah, I mean, it was.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it made it fun.
Yes, and I totally agree. And I'm super excited to see what they're doing that with the new stuff.
I hope they crack her head back open so somehow or another she can remember without blowing up.
Right?
Because because that was the deal.
No, you're correct.
And that's what what was sad about how they ended that one was she's got to forget her. She's done. The whole, because when they had that after the what was it? She was the something bride. Was her runaway bride? I think
the runaway bride. Yep.
And then her first episode, when they go to adipose to get all the fat babies. And when they're each on opposing stairwells
with the windows,
and they're sitting there, and then finally when they both kind of stop and kind of take a look, and then what chick is someone?
Yep,
they're like busted. I just thought that was. I thought that was hilarious.
No, I think so much of that is great. And the turn left episode.
That's my favorite episode.
That's pretty deep.
That is a deep episode. That is good.
That is a thinker. She's like, nope, turn it back.
Yep.
And her mom is there.
You are exactly. You nailed it. That is actually, I think that might be my favorite Doctor Who episode out of all of them.
It is a very. You want to talk about good writing? We were talking about good writing with Mrs. Davis.
Yeah.
Right.
Wow. I mean,
that. And, honestly, I think I'm a Capaldi guy.
I liked Capaldi.
I like my Dr. Grumpy.
I could stand him.
I'm
so glad
the moment he looked at Jenna and said, "I'm old, get over it," I was like, "Okay, I can vibe with this guy."
That was funny.
Oh, and when he comes out playing his guitar, that's great too.
But
I like Capaldi.
The Pocket episode, the Pocket Universe episode, I thought was just brilliant writing.
Oh, okay, all right. I had to think for a second. You're talking about when they find out
the punching the diamond wall.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, speaking of grumpy doctors, the ultimate grumpy doctor was Colin Baker.
Oh God, yes.
And nobody liked him.
Oh, I liked Colin Baker.
I hated him.
No, he was the what is it? The Marshes of Fendrick. Oh. That's one of that series of episodes we had recorded when I was a kid. And it terrified me because it had all of the perfect. It had the perfect storm. It had vampires and zombies, and Daleks in it with Nazis.
Whoa! That's overload.
That's kind of like you're playing one of the downloadable content packs for.
It's a little
for Modern Warfare when you throw the zombies in there.
That's a little over the top. Yeah,
it was super over the top, but to 8-year-old me.
Oh yeah, okay.
To an 8-year-old.
Well, yeah. See,
I
totally understand.
I never watched it until the regeneration of Doctor Who.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I had seen it on and gone.
Well,
this is so fucking ridiculous.
So you never had the experience of watching it on a 13-inch television set on Prairie Public,
where it's a little fuzzy.
When they would, and it would be the band would be going in and out like a VCR, and then about every 15 minutes, Prairie Public would break with an hour-long fun drive, and then they'd be like, "Now back to our original programming." It's 2 a.m.
I was supposed to be in bed 3 hours ago. I mean, if I'm going to get in trouble, we may as well do this the right way. Just keep going.
I think I did. I mean, I watched so many nights like that where it just kept being interrupted by their fundraisers, and I stuck through it because sometimes their story arcs lasted 4 or 5 episodes.
5-6 episodes during the 70s.
Yeah.
And and no, I mean even in the 80s. What was it? Who was Colin Baker's companion?
Well, he had a few.
Ace.
He had Ace. Yeah, Ace was a good companion.
Ace.
He had Purple Gilliam Perry for one or two episodes. Yeah, and then she was Davison's I started with
Yep,
Davidson,
Davidson
and
and
then crossed over
right.
to Colin. Yeah.
But yeah, once they got Ace, I was like, okay, I'm invested.
Yeah, Ace was cool.
Mm-hmm.
Ace was cool. Right. Was there a companion that you absolutely hated? Because I had one.
That I absolutely hated.
Yeah, could just not deal
I didn't really care for Freema.
with. Okay, I get that.
It just was she was always just kind of whiny and snotty, and I was like, he's trying to save your life. You probably should just shut your mouth.
Right. So mine was Adric.
Okay.
Going way back.
Way back, yep.
And Adric actually
Seriously,
dies.
you can't think of anybody worse in the than Adric.
Adric
in the newer
Adric
stuff.
was pretty bad, and he died, and I got what I wanted. He does die saving everybody,
Yeah,
which is nice. He redeemed himself, but he was a whiner. He was just a little whiner.
I think it's almost impossible that you didn't think of a girl that might be a worse companion.
And who are you thinking?
I think it's impossible that you didn't think of a girl.
Why don't you chime in and
kind of like
give
an
me a
impossible,
girl?
kind of like an impossible girl.
I like the impossible girl.
Oh, I liked her. Of course, that's Jenna, right?
yeah.
Jenna Coleman.
A little bit. Yeah, they're talking
Yeah.
about Jenna. And I mean,
Jenna.
I didn't mind Jenna, but I didn't think she was anywhere near the other two companions.
She shouldn't have had she was on for 19 seasons or whatever.
Yeah.
It was just
She was on a long stretch. Yeah.
she had 3
a long
doctors or
stretch.
something.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah.
Because she joined up.
They should have shoved her back in the Dalek
Yeah.
that she came out of.
Yep.
Jeez.
Well, they kind of do at the end.
They do. She's trapped in a Dalek.
Actually, that's good. Never mind. That's a good point.
Yeah,
I forgot. I completely.
that's
you know what?
why
I
your
completely
brain
forgot
wins
about
that.
I completely
All right.
forgot. Well, and I got my vampire.
You got your vampire.
You got your vampire?
We're gonna
Okay.
Segue
And
back. Yeah.
And I was wrong because it is a Dracula movie. Dracula Untold.
Okay.
Oh, I know
Luke
that
Evans.
movie. That's a good movie.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a
That
good
is-
That
one.
was supposed to be a gateway into the dark universe.
Yeah, and then somebody.
Then Tom Cruise had to make a mummy movie.
Yeah,
Oh.
I liked that movie though.
I haven't
did
seen
too.
it.
It's a good movie.
Is it?
I thought it was a good movie.
Is it?
I really liked the mummy as a female. I really liked the actress that played her. They did a lot of cool special effects.
She was badass, but it was just no.
But they kind of what that happens in the mummy is towards the end it kind of segues into almost like the League of Extraordinary
Right,
Gentlemen.
and that's just it. They were trying to use it as a backdoor.
A backdoor.
I love
It didn't
the
work.
Extraordinary Gentleman.
I
Well, I
love
like
the
that movie
books.
too. Yeah.
Love the books.
I only saw the movie with John Connery.
John Connery.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the movie that made Sean Connery quit acting.
Is it really?
It is.
Why? Because he found out he really wasn't that good of an actor.
No,
just
he
had a
had
great
such
voice.
he had such a horrible time on that set, and they kept changing the story.
Oh,
on
really?
him. If you read the original script, it follows the book almost perfectly.
Oh, and somebody
then-
got involved.
Yeah.
Somebody always gets involved.
Yeah.
Fucks
Yeah.
everything up. That's, that's too bad.
I gotta bring this up. There was a vampire movie set in space. Do you remember that one?
Oh yes.
Like Dracula 5000 or something like
that, or it was a John Carpenter movie too,
it's-
wasn't it?
I kind of like that one.
It's Dracula 3000.
Yes.
Dracula 3000. Okay.
Because I came across it when I was.
I kind of liked that movie.
There's another one though that is a John Carpenter. It has to do with Mars, I think.
Oh yes, I've seen that.
And
It's-
vampires.
That's a pretty bad movie.
Yeah.
That's actually a bad movie.
Yeah.
But Water of Mars, the Doctor Who, is really good.
Yes, that is a good
That
one.
is a good one. And that's kind of vampire-esque.
Yeah, it's
a
kinda
little
true, yeah.
vampire-esque.
Yeah.
That was the one they were stuck on the bus, right?
They're more like kind of succubus
Yeah,
type vampires.
I think of Vampires of Venice always.
Yeah.
For Doctor
yes,
Who.
that's a good one.
Well,
They're
it's-
like fish vampires.
Right, when they've got the weird front teeth.
Yeah.
They've
like
got the Nosferatu teeth.
That's a
I
good
remember
one.
that now.
Yeah, well, this
That was
is this is fun. This is what we
yeah.
like. This is what we like. We like
Told
having
you,
all
I'm
these
super nerdy.
Oh no, you're right with us. You're right. You're hanging with us. Yeah. Well, any other topics you'd like to bring up?
Let's see here. I mean, you guys are both wearing Star Trek shirts, so I
Yeah.
gotta ask, what's your opinion on Babylon 5?
Oh well, Scott, why don't you start?
At my Babylon, same way as I have for this Star Trek shirt.
Are you wearing it ironically or?
The Wrathful Yawn.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, we're on polar opposites of a lot of things.
I think next to Star Trek, Let's Go Find God. Star Trek 2 was the worst. Absolutely, absolutely. So that's where we are with. That's where we are with Babylon 5 too. I'm like,
see, I love Babylon 5.
And
I'm
I
like,
do
it would have
too. I
been
love
Babylon
it.
5 would have been good as like a video game in an arcade because it had about the same level of graphics.
Well, you must be excited because there's a animated Babylon 5 coming
They're
out.
talking about that. They're
Yes.
also talking about a full reboot too.
And I'm very excited about that. Yeah. I loved it. I watched every episode of Babylon.
Have you
5.
seen the documentary about
haven't.
the lawsuit about Babylon 5 and DS9?
No, I haven't.
No?
Oh, that makes sense.
There was
Makes sense.
So here's what happened.
Well, you can't have two space shows about two space stations.
Krasinski, John Straczynski rather, goes and pitches Babylon 5 to UPN.
It's the people that were involved. Okay.
Right? He pitches it, and UPN's like, okay, cool.
Well, UPN was where all the other Star Trek was at the time.
Right. And UPN was like, cool, yeah, absolutely. And then they were like, no, we can't do it. So they go over to NBC Universal, and NBC Universal picks it up and says, yeah, we'll run with it. Which is ironic because then they sell it to UPN as a filler spot. But then UPN starts doing Deep Space Nine. And the guys on Deep Space Nine are like, our show Bible looks a lot like your show Bible. And so it became like this running joke that they were the same show just by different companies. And Straczynski actually sued them over it.
Oh, wow.
And UPN decided to settle out of court about it.
Oh,
Okay,
my.
so it was because of the people that were involved, and it was an IP issue.
Yeah, it was an IP issue.
Versus like, hey, they got a show on that's about a space station, and we do too. Okay,
Right, it had more to do with the show Bible and
the
the
buggery
actual
going on in the background.
Yeah.
But you know, if you were to actually
I did
sit
not know
down
about that.
and look
That's
at
interesting.
it season by season by season, there's a lot of similarities with the politics.
Yeah, and that's just it.
And
That's
the warring factions.
right,
and stuff like
and
that.
both of them made it 5 seasons.
Yeah,
And
it's true.
Straczynski said that he only wanted 5 seasons.
Yeah.
Well, DS9 went 7.
Oh, did they? You're right. They did go 7.
So my favorite part of Babylon 5 was the Shadow Wars. I love that. Yes. Oh, that was so awesome when they brought Bruce Boxleitner brought on his wife, little Laura Ingalls.
Yep.
That was great. She was badass in that. That was great.
Then the shakeup that after that first season and how that all played into all of that was fantastic.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna watch the reboot if there is one. It would be cool.
I mean, I would watch it too. At least started watching it. It was just they were the original. I was like, this show sucks. I just didn't like it. But I I'd at least watch an episode or two.
Right.
Yeah. No, totally.
I would knowing how much I didn't like the original Babylon 5. If it was rebooted, I would totally watch it and see if I liked it. Because I'm just that dorky, I guess.
It might be better. You never know. You might like it better. Different.
But I'm also just a huge Bruce Boxleitner fan. So like
Yeah.
when Tron Legacy came out, I was like, yes.
Yeah,
And then
I liked
like,
him too.
He got sidelined in that movie big time. It's unfortunate.
I mean, it was gorgeous, and I mean Joseph Kosinski or whatever his name is, fantastic director.
That movie was so much better than the original.
Yeah.
I mean, because it's 30, 40 years later.
Yeah,
that is
absolutely.
why.
Yeah, but the new ones don't have David Warner, who's one of my
doesn't.
favorite actors, and he's in the original Tron.
That's true,
Yeah.
but it is kind of nice to see Jeff Bridges play the dude, aka Digital Jesus, in that show.
It is. And I totally liked him in it. He was awesome. But I don't think, I'm trying to remember, I don't think at any point they brought... No, they didn't bring Boxleitner into any of it except for
the
when
flashbacks.
The flashbacks when he was talking to his son
Yep.
about everything that happened.
Yep.
That was the only time you saw him in there. Which was shit. Well,
that when he was playing Clue in the flashback about what happened.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess they couldn't have had him be in the current, the now, because of the fact that in the past he was taken over by. Yeah. But still.
Wow. That was quite the spread of topics.
Right?
That's awesome. I love that. I love it just morphing from one to the other. It's great.
Supposedly they're doing a third Tron.
That's what I've heard.
Now they got it right.
I'm curious to see how the heck that one's going to work.
I mean, the same guy who directed the first Tron, the second Tron rather, is the guy who did Top Gun Maverick. So I mean, he's a good director.
Yeah, who is that?
Joseph Kosinski.
And I'm trying to think of something else that he's done.
He did the Tom Cruise movie where he is the
I know Oblivion.
Yes,
yeah.
Oblivion.
Yeah, Oblivion is a good movie.
That was actually not a bad movie.
Oblivion is a good movie.
Yeah.
I'm not a huge Tom Cruise fan.
I'm not either.
But hey, I could watch Maverick all day.
Right.
And Oblivion was good.
Yeah, and I think
will say I'm a Tom Cruise fan. I have nothing against the guy.
I think he's grown a lot over the last few years as an actor. I'll give him that.
Yeah, when I talk about a fan is like I am gonna go see that movie in the theater and make sure. Blah blah blah.
I mean, I will admit I will go see any Mission Impossible movie if Tom Cruise is in it because I know there's going to be some sort of batshit crazy opening.
Yeah.
Well, and have you seen any of the what do I want to call it, the spoilers for the motorcycle stuff?
Oh.
Jesus, what tore my headphones off?
He got so excited he almost tore his headphones off.
I'm just like, holy fuck, I can't wait to see that for real. Because I saw on HBO it'd be on Paramount Plus, they had a little, the making of
they had
thing.
A making of thing on a movie I went to.
Yeah, it was like a half hour, 45 minutes long. This thing I watched, it was all about that scene and everything that he did to prepare for it because he wants to do his own stuff. Yeah, just like,
not only
I would never do that.
Not only does he do it once, he does it like over 4 times.
To get the right take.
Yeah.
Over and over and over and over again. So I can't wait to see it actually on the
on the big screen.
Yeah,
on the big screen. For
in the
real,
preview I was watching on the big screen, he was like, "I think I can hold on to the motorcycle longer,
a little bit longer."
Oh,
Just
wow.
before the parachute.
Before I let go and open the parachute, it was like,
it's nuts. But I can't wait. But you know what? I think that every one of the Mission Impossible movies has been pretty good.
Yeah.
I liked when he came out before Maverick started, the movie started, when he came out and
thanked.
He
did that fan warm.
Yeah,
that was great.
That was so genuine. It felt so good to hear that. Because I do like to watch movies at the theater in the big screen and get that experience. That's me. So.
I am totally guilty of that. I will go back to the flashback Sundays and Saturdays.
Oh, yeah.
My favorite day of the week is when I see that they have a good flashback on. Like, what was it? Happiest day of my life was, well, maybe not my happiest, but one of the happiest day of my life. Got to watch the Muppet movie, the original Muppet movie, on one of the big screens in there, all by myself.
Oh, fun! That's great.
Pan green. Yeah.
That would have been an awesome one.
I've never done that. I've never done that. You're talking about going to the theater and watch one of the.
Yeah.
I've never done that.
No, dude, like. I totally suggest it. I went and saw Blazing Saddles. It was like me and some other guy sitting in this theater and just sitting there laughing as loud as we could.
Especially how
I go to a lot
you can
of
never
them.
make a movie like that anymore.
Oh,
That's the thing
no.
that's,
I went to The Thing when it did the flashback. That was a good one. Yeah. This week they had. I wanted to see Enter the Dragon. I didn't get. To
I
see
missed that one. I wanted to see it. I really am hoping to make Purple Rain this week.
Yeah, that'd be a good
they're
one.
redoing that, huh?
They're re-releasing it. Yeah.
I mean, bringing it out again in the theater.
Well, one of the nice parts about the flashbacks is they have this guy that sits and he explains a little bit about, the origins of the movie. I like that. Yeah.
And when COVID first hit and they were doing flashback, they added a cartoon to the front of it too.
Oh yeah, I did.
So they had like the old Warner Brothers 7-minute Looney Tunes.
Man, that was old school, man.
Right?
There were cartoons in front of every movie. I forgot all about the fact that there were cartoons in front of it.
So
I wish they still were there.
I went to Ghostbusters thinking, I'm going to get to see Ghostbusters. And then on top of that, they had I think it was Marvin the Martian, like the one Duck Dodgers in the 24th century.
He is my favorite.
Hey, guess what? He's my favorite too. Yes. What the hell?
One Link Pinks.
Yeah.
For those of you not viewing this, rather, they've gently touched their pinky fingers.
Just like David and God.
I told you to stop being
I think we should end on that high note because we might not get another one.
Absolutely.
Scott and I might not get another high note. Plus, the con is wrapping up.
Right? I should go take care of my stuff then.
Yeah, it looks like there's getting to be a cluster of folk over there.
Well, that's a good problem to have.
That's a cluster, all right.
Well, Tim, thank you so much.
Absolutely.
And
Thank you.
I wish you continued success with True North. And I'm going to get there. I'm going to get to this dog show.
Yeah,
I'm definitely coming.
You should.
I'm coming.
Our hope is to do at least one of them outside so that we can bring your pets. We'll see whether they let us or not.
Sweet idea.
We'll see whether they let us or not. Parks and Rec can be all over the place.
Yeah, they can.
So.
Yeah. Well, thank you.
But anyways, thank you.
Yeah, appreciate it. See you later.
See you later.
Thank you.
Okay.
Sweet. Thanks, guys.
Ooh, yeah, it was
Thank
fun.
you very much.
Well, I think that's Should we call it a day?
I think we need to call it a day.
It's almost 4:45, and we got to shut down at 5. So.
And yeah.
I got cauliflower ears from my child's size.
Well, you have the other
I
headphones.
do, but I wanted
insisted on your little.
I wanted my ears today.
And you don't even have you didn't even turn them on.
Yeah, they were on most of the time. They're not on now.
No, I mean you gotta put them into a.
Yeah, Scott wanted me to put it on strobe effect and kill somebody.
He was too worried. She's too worried. You're always too worried about everybody else.
Well, yeah, I'm just worried.
You know what? If somebody can't handle flashy lights, then they should walk through the door when they get in here and announce in the loudest voice, a little air horn. I can't handle flashy lights. People that scare me. Peanuts.
Well, yeah.
I said peanuts, perverts. Peanuts.
Well, I'll tell you what. We've had a really good day here. This has been fun. I want to thank Comic Realms, and please support their business, Comic Realms, Shocker Realms, their coffee shop. It sounds like a really fun place to go.
Hey,
and hang
support
out.
our business. Do likes and subscribes.
Yeah, hey, why not?
I mean,
right?
that's all I ask. All I ask of our 14 listeners.
Yeah, well,
would it kill you to push a fucking like button?
Probably it'd be better if you didn't swear at our listeners. Maybe they would like us more.
No, it's a button. Please, come on.
Yeah, push the like button.
Push the damn
That's
button.
What we'd like to see.
Push the button. Oh, see, because I was watching America's Got Talent last night, and it was golden buzzer.
Yeah.
Golden buzzer.
But there's another button there we don't want them to push.
Push the button, folks.
Push the button.
Push that. Pretend it's their golden buzzer and push it.
Scott, Nancy, and Scott.
Push it real
I love
good.
that song. It's one of my favorite songs.
Push it real good.
Yeah. So Scott, Nancy, and Nebula, our little Nebula in the Borg head.
The Borg guy.
We'd like to say goodbye, and please, if you like what you saw and listened to today,
farewell.
We have 2 seasons of podcasts for you to tap into on long road trips home.
Something.
Yeah, we can never end these things. So.
That's good. I just got a text. Would you call me, please?
All right. Thanks
everybody.
everyone. Have a good afternoon. Have a good weekend.
Bye.